Can you guys hear me now? Is the sound coming through at all? I hope so. It's coming through on my end, so that's so weird why YouTube's not picking it up. Or Twitch. Let's see. I don't know what's that. You can hear me now? I don't know what the heck happened. It's the same settings. All I did was restart OBS. Oh my gosh. Well, I apologize for that. Well, thank you guys for sticking around. Hey, I'm glad it's working now. Thanks for letting me know. Awesome. All right. So anyway, what I was saying, Valheim 1.0 is coming out September 9th. That's going to be super exciting news. We've got hours of gameplay. It's amazing. So it's, yeah, it's super, super cool. We'll have to do like a video of that soon of everything. But yeah, welcome in everyone. Hope y'all are doing well. Just looking welcome in. And Val Shepard, heck yeah, I'm glad you guys can hear me. John, welcome. And then yeah, Irksome. Spend some time with your dad. And Deuce, welcome in. Hope you're doing well. Yay, sound. I know. I don't know what happened there. My mic was on, like I was unmuted in OBS. I guess I can't mute and unmute my mic, or it's like it doesn't register as coming through. I had the trash truck going by this morning, so I had muted it, and then I unmuted it for the stream, but I guess it didn't register as being unmuted in OBS, even though it looked like it was unmuted on my end. So I guess now we know OBS always has its kinks. But anyway, welcome in everyone. Hope you're doing well, and maybe the chat bot will pick up soon again. It looks like it will, so we should be good. But I'm glad you guys can hear me. All right, let's jump back into to Windrose. A little more Windrose today. Doing the shipwreck. Yeah, Valheim. How long is it? Yeah, they've been going on a long time. Let's just say that. Although they did mention in the Deep North update, it's gonna be like 2.5 biomes worth of content, which is that's crazy, absolutely crazy. I can't believe it. So yeah, it's gonna hopefully be worth it. And we have like some of my creator friends, JadePG, Snazzy Games, Versag. They all have crazy awesome videos. So worth checking out if you guys want to. Yeah, and we'll have to do a video, like I said, everything we know about Deep North so far, because they just spilled the beans like crazy. So many spoilers. Coming out September 9th. Super excited for that. Been busy? Yeah, dudes, we've been busy. It's going well though. It's going really well. We've got everything kind of sort of done, aside from starting a lot of the masts and sort of the upper work of the ship. Conline, welcome in. Hope you're doing well. Welcome, welcome. Ulrika, welcome. It looks fantastic. Hey, I appreciate you. Appreciate you. Viper, welcome in. Mentioned you needed to reset the stairs. Oh yes, to whether yes, and put the mast a little more forward here. Yep, definitely. So yeah, I am gonna do that, and then we'll just have like the overlook balcony there instead. But yes, actually, let's go ahead and start with that before I forget. So I want to destroy these, and we want to instead put these stairs on the other side where they were before, and then we'll have the mast going down a little bit closer to the front there. Definitely. And then that's probably the first thing we'll do is like outline the mast and everything there. Let's see, stairs and fences go down with these guys. Oh yeah, it always defaults to 30, and I always gotta turn it back on to 15 and then back to 30 because it doesn't save like where it left off for the rotation. All right, let's go on this one here. There we go. That should work, and then we can just kind of pull down with the pillars all the way to the ground. Let's do this one. And that one, there we go. Perfect. And then I do think you guys are right. We gotta do the mast, like, let's see here. Wonder if I can kind of come in from this to create myself a little halfway point. Honestly, it might be best like all the way in here, not even like right on the edge, but like really in there toward the front. We'll have to see how that'll look from farther away. Because I think proportionally, yeah, that's probably where we're gonna want it. And if you look at like the frigate and stuff, right? The other large ship we have, it's definitely on that front, you know, piece. It's very far to the front. And so I do think having it at least there, maybe even farther forward, to be honest. Yeah, what do you, even farther, I'm thinking. I don't know, what do you guys think? Let's go like a whole nother floor plank further front. I think based on the size of this thing, that's just what's gonna look best. And then hopefully it's not gonna, yeah, even one more plank further forward still won't get in the way of these little front stairs. So I think that's gonna be nice. Built a town hall with a clock on the wall using the grandfather clock. Oh, heck yeah. Heck yeah. That sounds awesome. Yeah, farther forward. I agree. Let's go, like, smack dab in the middle of this thing. That'd also probably look nice, and then we'll have plenty of room to, like, walk around it, too. But let's try that. Let's see what that would look like as far as stuff goes. Natalie, welcome in. Thank you so much for joining us today. Welcome, welcome. Hollow Kid, welcome. Hope you're doing well. What you could do, delete the railing on the stair landing, middle part, and make a subfloor for the gambling den under the forecastle. The beam shouldn't disrupt it too much. Okay. Yeah, we'll see where that's better, I think. I kind of like where that lands. And then if we did a middle, I mean, I'm almost debating like even farther forward. Because of how like far out that front portion sticks. I mean, it is a larger, well, no, actually, that's about right. Because this whole front portion, in front of that forecastle portion that goes up there, is really large on that ship. That's the equivalent of what we have on the frigate over here. Right, so technically that mast placement is probably a good spot. And then we'd want to have another one that would go, well, yeah, let's decide where they're gonna go actually. And then we can kind of go from there. Looks about right. Yeah, I think so. Let's just see how it looks in comparison to the other ones. And then I also had, I think it's up top, had the bed that I put in here so we can make it daytime again. You guys can see a little something. There we go. I love what we did with these captain's quarters the other day. It looks so good with the stained glass and everything. Love the ideas you guys have been giving me. This is great. I like how the foremast lines up with the rib. Yeah, it gives the structural stability. That is true, actually. Going in by the two, and then it kind of lines up with this one. The rib comes down from here, so that's very true, actually. That's probably a good spot for it. And then, what do you think the... okay, so we've got those stairs temporarily. But that was... yeah, I don't really care as much about that position. What we're going to want to do is probably come in with these. I'm just using these so that we can get the center of stuff. Let's see here. I'm going to want space to come into the back of the ship there. So, probably... well, let's see what this would look like. I don't know where this one would go, but as the back one, because like think about it, it's gonna be a little wider. We could go here, but that's gonna create a bit of a tight space to get back here. Like maybe we should summon the brig. I don't know. Brother said your fortress on the Arch Island looks like Alcatraz. I need to figure out how to build a water tower. Oh heck yeah! Yeah, I don't know what this one's gonna turn out to be. I still gotta build it. We just have it outlined. Orianza, welcome in. Hope you're doing well. Thanks for joining. Can't wait for Ashlands to arrive. I know it's gonna be a crazy like end of year. We're gonna have Valheim 1.0 on September 9th, which is actually really great. That's earlier than I thought. So it's hopefully not going to clash with the other stuff. And then, you know, that means Ashlands is probably coming way end of year based on their time frame. And Shrouded's going to be coming probably October, November, if I had to make a guess. Maybe a little later, depending. So Enshrouded and Windrose might clash a little bit, depending on when all that happens. But yeah, super stoked. It's gonna be crazy busy end of year and crazy fun. It's gonna be awesome. Oh, the rear should be a bit forward from the captain's cabin. Okay, those two placements should be good. Gotcha. So proportionally, this right here where I have it, just so that they can, you know, easily walk around back of it, is probably good. Then we gotta pick a spot for the middle. So I know I'm gonna replace these floors later on anyway with, you know, something else, but I'm just gonna temporarily put them there so that we can see where this middle one would go. Would it be like directly in the middle? And remember, you guys remember how we did this mask in case I forget. Like, how do I make them wider? Gotta remember that little test that we did there. Okay, so let's see, where would this middle one go? Would it be kind of divided like directly in between these ones here? Because I could do that. I could find the exact center of these two, if that's about where it would be. What is Valheim 1.0 different from Valheim that's already out? Yeah, they never finished the game. They never finished the game. So they've been working at it for like, has it almost been like 6 years now? Yeah, pretty much. And they used to kind of do like a biome update each year, every other year. They've taken about 3 years for Deep North, but yeah, 1.0 is coming with Deep North, which is their end game, the last biome in the game. So it's officially going to be finished with all the content, full game. So yeah, the finished version of Valheim, and then we'll be starting back up in that with a full-on playthrough. Now that it's going to be done, so that's going to be super exciting. That's how I actually started the channel. For any of you who don't know, I did tons of Valheim content before I ever knew about Enshrouded, because Enshrouded wasn't out at the time. So yeah, Valheim's awesome. It's an awesome game. Most likely, yes, centered between the fore and aft. Okay, perfect. Let's see where that would be. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Okay, so exactly like 8 in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we want to go like right here exactly. If that was, you know, if it was centered, and we'll just see what that looks like for the positioning of the 3. The main mast could be even thicker. Yes, okay. So if we want to do like the 2 side ones, I mean, we'll have to see. We'll have to see what how the beams all line up. We may just have to do them all the same size. I know on the ships here, they're all the same size. You know, so we may just have to do them the same size, depending on if we can find a way to make it thicker or not. But yo, Code, welcome in. Hope you're doing well. Not notifying you again when I went live. Hey, YouTube can be finicky sometimes. Their API is all over the place, isn't it? I appreciate you stopping by. Glad you like the ship, and hope you're doing well. What you working on anything new today? Any new games on your radar and stuff? I know you've kind of been in the same place as I have. Like, not much new coming out these days. Guys, I think this looks awesome. I really like the placement of those. I think that's gonna be perfect for what we want to do. Depressed. No, I feel you though. Yep. Sound Pilot, welcome in. Hope you're doing well. It's going pretty good. Yeah, what do you guys think of that placement there? If we've got the front, middle, and the back. They're a little close together, but they kind of would be. Like, if you look at, like, you know, the Black Pearl or something from Pirates of the Caribbean. It's pretty good. Curious if you checked out the 1666 Amsterdam and your thoughts. I haven't. Is that, that's another game then? I have not heard of that. I gotta look at it maybe. You could use the small vertical beams for the fore and aft, and then the large vertical beams for the mid-mast. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. That's what I'm thinking we could try. And then see. But yes, I definitely will be making them bigger in diameter. That's just the placement of them. So if you guys think the placement is good, then we'll roll with that. And then build them up. Creators of Assassin's Creed made it? Wait, seems very intriguing. Witches and magic and such. they're doing that game and the full Assassin's Creed remake, the Black Flag that they've been teasing. Looks freaking incredible. Oh my gosh, they've been busy then. That's awesome. Looking good, awesome. Heck yeah. All right, let's go with this. Let's go with this placement then for them, and then let's figure out where I'm gonna put all the stuff to make them the right thickness. We will see here. All right, so we want this one to be these skinny ones. I'm thinking that that's gonna be ultimately great for these. All right, so we want to turn snapping off, and then aim at the floor, go around by... I'm pretty sure this is where we want it to go. Oh, wait. Maybe I do... I've got an idea. Maybe I do 45-degree placement for these ones, and then 30-degree placement for the middle one. And you know what? That might be exactly what we want to do. Because then the middle one will be a little bit wider. Or I could use the larger beams for the middle one. We'll see what ends up working out. Just gonna line these up good because it's official now. We're doing the mast. All right, let's get that one. This one here. And I'm hoping this will work out well. Because I think this is a good thickness for these ones here. All right, and then we'll kind of phase this one back into there like that. Yeah, it's not bad. That looks pretty good. Yeah, I think that's gonna be a good thickness for the front and the back, and then for the middle, let's see what would end up looking good. Maybe I will try to do it where we turn it on 30 with these big ones, and we'll see what happens here. Okay, so free prologue demos out. Okay, I might have to look at that then. That sounds cool. Yeah, that's very awesome. So let's see what this is gonna be too big. I think that's gonna be too big. Let's just see what ends up happening here, but I think that's gonna be too big. Yeah, that's if I did the ship way bigger. Okay. I think we're gonna want a little bit smaller. That one is probably no-go. Let's try this. But then with the 45. Again, worst case, we just do them all the same size, which might have to happen. Is this gonna be that's gonna be like as big as the other one with the 30, isn't it though? Yeah, this is pretty big. You think it looks fine? You think it looks fine being this big? Well, let's see. Let's continue it up a little bit. Let's do like a... All right, I'll turn snapping on, okay, and we'll do like a little, like, continue these guys up a little bit and see what it looks like. That would be about right for the main mast, really? How, like, that's like a 3 feet wide if you compare it to like character size. You think it looks good? I don't know, you guys. All right, we'll see. Hey, Isaac, welcome in. Usually masts are thinner as they go up. Yes, technically. That would be really hard to do, but, I mean, maybe we could pull it off. We did it for the lighthouse, right? Hey, Kongville, welcome in. Hope you're doing well. Welcome. What you been up to lately? Looks pretty accurate. Well, let's see. And Shuri, welcome. Hope you're doing well. All right. Well, I kind of just went all the way around this thing, so I only needed it there. Okay, now let's continue up these front ones, just to see the size comparison, right? And see how this all looks. Just the half of it. Just busy work. Episode videos, etc. Heck yeah. Hope it's all going well though. Yeah, I'm doing well. Just kind of getting some things finished before I head out of town, and yeah, building a ship. It's been fun. A really fun project in this game. I very much enjoy the building in Windrose, so goodness, you guys, that's a thick mast. I don't know. That's that middle one there. You seriously think that's like the right size for this ship? That's really big. I feel like I want like in between, you know? Wonder if we could do in between. I'm not gonna give up yet. I do like that size for the front though. I mean, if we look at this frigate, look at how skinny the masts are compared to how like long and big the ship is. Like they're not, and they do get really skinny at the top, you know. So, yeah, very thick. You agree? It is. It is. So we'll have to change some things around, I think. Yeah, too thick. You think? If you want some real life inspiration, the Cuddy Sark in London might be good to look up. Okay. Yeah, too girthy. Indeed. Indeed. All right. We all agree on that. It looked okay when I was standing right next to it. I think that's where you... Yeah, it's all about stepping back and seeing how it's going to look from far away, right? Try doing an inner and then an outer ring of what you made. Possibly. We could try some stuff. You know, like I said, I think we'll, you know... think we could try to get it. We don't really have like an in-between of these, but I'm wondering what can we do? What can we do here? Make it slightly wider. Because we have these ones, and the previous one I just would snap them around. We might have to do them all the same. I don't know. Go with your gut and it'll work out. Yeah, I'm sure we'll get it to work for sure. Even if I have to go the same, like I said, all the ships in the game, they're all the same size. And so at least it kind of looks like that. The center mast has a little more support at the bottom, which actually maybe we could do. Maybe we make them all the same size, but then for the center mast, see, let me go over to the ship, show you guys. Main mast in the USS Constitution, which is much bigger ship than you are building. It's 32 inches thick at the thickest. Yes, so that's definitely way too thick. Definitely. So yeah, this one, see, it's got like this little like pole thing around it with all these little guys. We could do exactly this, but see, the size of it's the same as all the rest of them. These ones just don't have the little supports at the bottom. And so I'm thinking what we want to do, and even mine, even that front one is still bigger around than these because that ship is bigger than this one. So proportionally, that would work. And then we could just use some of those skinny ones and go around like this in that center one, and it'll look bigger, right? It'll look more supported. Maybe that's the move. I think we could try to do that. Yeah, it's not the standard piling post. It's actually, that one is a little bit larger on that ship there. Yeah, we don't have like a in between. It's like in between this and the like other one that we did, but we'll see what we could make work. Because if I do those ones, I don't know. This one I think is a great size. I think that's all set. Yeah, that's all set. If I were to try to guess, that would be, you know, if that's like a third or a quarter of this, that's about 20 inches wide for this one, which is a good size. You know, I don't want to go too much bigger than that. Technically, the wreck you have is a Corvette. Your frigate should be bigger than the wreck. Yes, technically. Well, it depends. Yeah, the frigate should be like way big, but but this is gonna be a big Corvette. You know, they just need to add like a frigate that's like twice the size of that one, like some huge. You know, that'd be cool. I like the idea of doing all the masts the same, but adding details around the main mast to thicken it. Okay, I think so, because I do not know how to make it bigger. The only thing I could think of is like we could alternate, you know, which I'll try this. Okay, we can alternate this. Oh wait, is that taller than the rest of them? Looks kind of weird. And then this, right? Like, you know, this is the only last trick I've got in the book for this center one. To make it a little bit bigger, but we'll see how this looks. This might even still be too big though. So I'm curious to see how it looks. That in there, and then this last piece. Oop, right like that. Okay. So that's definitely better than what we had first. I'll continue it up so you guys can see the proportions from the outside. All right, and then these little ones here. There we go. But yeah, I am leaning toward them all being the same size, and then, yeah, War Corvette, exactly, exactly. Really big one. Better, way better than before. But I feel like it's, I don't know. Snapping off is not for me. Hey, we're doing it though. We're doing it, and it's working. It's working just fine. I'm gonna go with it for these masks. I think we'll make it work. Yeah, what do you guys think? All the same size? I'm kind of thinking. Looks good in your opinion, especially if you can find a way to taper it. Yeah, if I could find a way to taper, that's the thing. I wonder if we could, or just like, yeah, I don't know. That would be interesting. How wide would that center one be? I gotta like size it to my character and the floor pieces. Because what would we say with the length of this ship, which is it's quite a big ship, right? Let's like actually see how long it is. So let's say like, you know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Call it 60 meters. Okay? So that's like that's a long ship. 60 meters. Proportionally, what do you think the mass would be? It's a big ship. Like again, I kind of like to build bigger, you know, with video games so that like the character and stuff doesn't clip through, doesn't feel claustrophobic and stuff. So yeah, it's a big ship, but keel, yes, precisely about 132 feet, which was right for the bottom portion. The 60 is like this whole upper deck, like this part to like the way back, right? This is for the 60 meters, which is obviously more than the 132 feet. So yeah, it's sort of the bottom there. Then if you go with the smaller diameter, like the front, but add the detail at the in-game ship around the base. Yeah, it'll take on a tapered look. I think that would look nice. Like 8 meters. That's how big the middle one would be. Oh my god. No, there's no way. That would look so crazy. This is a wreck, so you don't need yeah, to be its like full height and stuff. Yeah, we don't. Yeah, 8 meters, Cherry. Oh my goodness. Constitution is 300 feet long, 100 meters. Okay, so like about twice as long, and had a 32-inch main mast. Okay, that's good to know. Yeah, for the length. So we'd want, yeah, definitely thin is fine. I think what we're gonna do is make them all the same size, but just add that little detail to the middle one. I think that kind of solidifies it there. This ship is actually a medium-sized ship compared to real-life ones. Well, I'm okay. So it's not like I'm not crazy then. The proportions ended up working out then. Yeah. Like we're doing it. I wanted it on the bigger side, but it's good to know that real-life stuff is still bigger, so I don't feel like this is a very misproportionate ship. I didn't really care whether it was or not because I want it to look cool, but yeah, okay. So let's place these ones around. I'm going to destroy that, and then we can put that guy in there. Yeah. So I'll do them all the same size, and then we will add some detail around the bottom one there. Still trying to figure out what to do, etc. Have a few games on your radar. Watching some smaller indie games, but missing Windrose. Yeah, you should get back in. Do a little something. Do a little adventure, like a challenge stream or something like that. It is so much fun. I really enjoy it. It's gonna be awesome for when 1.0 drops. Which is crazy to think that like 1.0 of Windrose might even happen like by the time Valheim happens. Well, it'll be after, but you know, not by much. We have more sailing ship enthusiasts in the chat. Heck yeah. Yeah, this has been freaking awesome, you guys. I would not have been able to get to where I got with this build if it weren't for all of the, you know, well, I might have, but I would have been like, I would have been pretty silent on the stream. I would have been looking up all kinds of stuff like, you know, yeah. Would have been spending a lot of time there. Thinking about a hardcore run? I mean, that's not a bad idea. Try it with Windrose. It's definitely a game that would chuck you in the middle of a hard fight with that. It'd be interesting. Alert, got a meeting starting. No worries. Okay, 175 feet at waterline. Okay, not meters. Okay. About the same as this then. Okay, so 32 inch, but that's about what this would be then, you know, because if this, think about this panel, this is 6 feet, right? About. This mast is about a third, if we scooch it over, it's about a third of this width, right? So that would be 24 inches, which that's pretty close. That's pretty close. So, yeah, and especially if we do like the little bit like wider section in here, I think that would work. I think that would work out pretty well. The height of the mast in the 1600s would be this. Shipwrights added the keel length. Oh wait, breadth beam, the hull depth together, then divided by 1.66 inches. Oh, interesting. We'll have to do that that calculation then when we get it. You know, when we figure out the final height. That's very interesting. Okay. Well, let's go ahead and snap this one in a full circle then, and then continue it up a bit, and then we'll get the true sense of proportion, how they're all gonna look. Why not just match the current ships in the game? Well, this is a little bigger than the current ship, so these masts are a little bit larger. So this is like, yeah, proportionally what we're doing right now is pretty accurate, I think, to what this would have been in its full glory. So yeah, it's like a large, yeah, the war corvette is the best thing there that I would say. But yeah, it's longer than the frigate by a little bit, not by a ton, but it is a little bit, and it's bigger, you know, so it's a beefy ship. A few more levels and a little more room on the inside. Should have these masts be on the lower deck as well. Yes, we'll want to continue down all the way with them. And I'm thinking, at least I'm hoping, that maybe I can, either way, I could destroy like a floor plank so that I can get them to, you know, snap all the way down. So we'll just do them on the top portion for now, and then I'll turn on, you know, we'll kind of support them the way they need to be, and then we'll do them on the bottom, and that should work. Hugs and biscuits, welcome in. Hope you're doing well. Love that name. This is insane. Heck yeah. Appreciate you stopping by. Glad you like it. Alright, let's get this one up. I love that you can just drag and click these, like, these masts is the perfect use for that that build function in this game. So easy. That's awesome. All right, so that's the middle one. Front one's done all the way around. Let's see how this looks now from a little farther back. The main thing that doesn't make it frigate is the beam width. Okay, with the 30-foot beam, it's locked. Oh, frigate. Gotcha. With the like beam width. Meaning like for the sides or for the front and stuff. 'Cause yeah, I'm curious. Blarine, welcome in. Hope you're doing well. What's with the crooked helm? I have a crooked helm. I mean, it's a shipwreck. I don't even care if I did. It works fine. Ship has come along nicely. Heck yeah, thanks, Debra. Iron Sight, welcome. Hope you're doing well. Masts look good. Yeah, I agree. I think this is perfect. Proportionally, that looks nice. And we could even like leave one of them like shredded too. Like you know, we'll have to figure out, or like one of them slightly shredded and like a little tilted portion off the top. You know, like one of them's broken. I think that would be kind of cool. Oh, the width of the entire ship called me. Yes. Okay. Makes total sense. Yeah, that's exactly what proportionally makes this ship different than that one. This one's the same length, or actually this one might be longer. The frigate might be longer, but it's very narrow. It's very skinny. This is a much wider one. So that's the whole Corvette thing then. Narurin, welcome in. Looks amazing. Appreciate you. Oh, that's really cool then. The building reach limit. Oh yeah, quick drag drop makes sense. Yeah, for good broken mast effect already. I know, right? It's like just the little shattered tops of them. Like that honestly looks really cool. Planning on building your tavern in the world, but with a different roof. Heck yeah. Hopefully that turns out good for you. Definitely a fun build. It's yeah, takes a lot of resources, but just have a ton of vendors set up. So for anyone who doesn't know how I get all the resources from the build, because I get asked a ton about that. Best way to get resources in this game, just like get end game and then look at how many merchants I have. We have 4 of them set up, and they all bring in my orders like constantly. So yeah, we got fiber, we got wood, and you just go and grab some big ships to get your piastres, and then order in all your stuff. It goes so fast, and then you just have all the materials you need. It's awesome. Like if you have the mast broken in half and the tip lying half on its side, that'd be cool. Yeah, I'm kind of thinking something along those lines. Like, what if the taper effect narrows down to like a skinnier beam? So like maybe for this back one or something could be kind of cool. To have it like tilted and broken. We're gonna have to do a lot of scaffolding to build these. This is gonna be interesting. But what we could do is take our 64-degree angle pieces and almost like, you know, like you guys see what I'm saying? Like we like shred the top of it and almost like tip it sideways. Another thing I just considered is like, am I gonna actually be able to build high enough? We may have to do all of these masts short, and we might only get like to the point of the first the first little cross, like, you know, that whole top section is just gonna have to be shredded off. I didn't think about that, you know? This ship is gonna be so tall. We are not gonna be able to build them very high. Let me continue them down to the ground, okay? Or down to like the bottom of the keel hold and stuff, because that's gonna add a little support, I think, just going straight down, but I don't know. We'll see. See what it could do. Add the bowsprit. That's gonna be a charm. Oh, the little like the little angel that was on the other ship that was in the front. Gotta do that. We curve the side of the ship like the frigate. That beam width is the defining factor. Right. I'm so glad I didn't go with the really wide version. I remember when we first started this build, like it did take us a bit to get the proportions right. It really did. Sails, what on earth happens there? Good question, and we'll tackle it when we get to it. So what I was thinking, all right, what I was thinking for those is we have all of these like canopies. We have, and particularly what I like the best out of this stuff is the shell decorations. See, we have these like tattered cloth shell decorations. I was thinking just like a few of those here and there to look like there's remnants of fabric. But, you know, because it's like a shipwreck or like a ship being built or whatever, it's like it's not going to have a whole lot of them for sure. So, yeah, we wouldn't be able to do like full sails. Olaf, welcome in. Hope you're doing well. Good evening from Germany. Heck yeah. Welcome in. Glad to have you here. Yeah, that dude that breaks the game builds so high. Let's game it out, I think. Yeah. Yeah, he did. Well, he was able to use those piers, though. I think that's the defining factor, is, like, we need something. Like, unfortunately, the pillars here are not, like, yeah, I don't know. Well, I mean, that's not a bad idea, though, because what we could do is on the very tops, we could put these things. Well, they're not that tall, though. I wish they made, like, really long pier stilt things, because we could definitely use that, or we could figure something out, right? I feel like we could figure something out, because like these aren't very tall, so I don't know how well like something like that would work, right? Everything else is just the single height, just tiny. Yeah. Oh, he commented on YouTube. Heck yeah, appreciate you stopping by. But yeah, totally code. That's the option I'm kind of thinking. If we can't build them super high, we're just kind of gonna shred them off at the top, tilt them a little, make them look like they've decayed, make them look like they're a little broken, right? I think that's probably what's gonna end up having to happen. Maybe the first layer of mainsails with those, yeah, shell sails on them. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking. Yeah, I'm thinking something like that. Lethal, welcome in. Hope you're doing well, having a good week. So yeah, let's try and see what we could do snapping wise to bring these guys down, okay? Can I get the snapping points of these, or am I gonna need to destroy? I'm pretty sure I'm gonna need to destroy the oh, okay, I see how it is. We're gonna need to put like this goes on here. Think that's gonna work? Oh, heck yeah, that does. We don't even have to destroy the floor. It actually snaps through it. So what I love about this game and Valheim and stuff, like Conan Exiles, that's a really hard thing. You can't, the floor counts as like an entire thickness. It's crazy. And you can't really snap through some things, and it makes it hard. This game makes it real easy for us to get our snapping points. So we're definitely going to need to snap these guys and bring them all the way down, just for the support. At least one pull of them. Let's see, let's get that one out, just so I can see what I'm doing here. I kind of want to at least create myself little rings around here so I can see them from the bottom. And then we'll take at least one of them and continue it, you know, all the way down. It's going down to the bottom of the ship, because I'm pretty sure that's what would have happened. They would have connected all the way at the bottom, and then came up like that. So ooh, that was a little close. I don't want to destroy that fully. All right. Cool. And then we want to go off the front, I believe. Yeah. We want to go off the front piece. Snap it all the way down. And the nice thing here is that this is, you know, this is perfectly snapped in the middle of this of these pieces, so makes it real easy there. All right, and now I want to do I want to place these deck pieces back, because that would be nice. And then maybe on the very fronts we could do like a little maybe a little piece coming off like there, just so we have like our little snapping point if we want it later on. We'll go with that, and then same thing on this guy right there, and then get the floors and walls and put some planks here, and that should work out amazing. Okay, perfect. That one stays open, which is good, and then that one should be able to place back. Perfect. Yeah, the floor actually counts like a floor. Yes. That would want to go all the way through. Even if you made multiple trees, they could still need large straight trees that might not be common in the Caribbean. Yes, very true. And like they did do them out of multiples. Like if you look at what happens on this ship here. So this ship, rather than this like sort of taper effect, they do mount, like see the beam goes up to like the crow's nests on each of the masts, and then they have this secondary little beam that's like mounted off the front of it that goes up higher. So, you know, and the trees in this game, many of them are plenty tall. Like, this ship probably would have been built in the swamps, you know, where we have those really big trees. Because it's an endgame ship for sure. Oh, not the mizzen mast? The one at the, stops at that deck I'm on. Okay, so they only go through, like, 2. But they wouldn't... Okay, okay. Is that true? And no worries, I can totally understand your English, Olaf. No worries at all. I appreciate you stopping by. Don't have English at the school? Hey, I can understand you perfect. Very much appreciate it. Oh, so yeah, they would have stopped here then, you're saying? And not continued, they wouldn't go, like, all the way to the bottom, like that? The only reason I'm thinking of going to the bottom is purely for support. Like if I wish I could, like, see the color of them by just hovering over a beam. But, like, I'm wondering if support-wise, this would be so much better to go all the way to the bottom with each of them. Just for the rear mast. Okay, gotcha. Because that one's the sheared off one, though, then we don't have to go all the way to the bottom, technically. Just saw the height of the cannon's windows. Would have some tall cannons. Yeah, we'd have, like, little platforms for them or something like that, you know? Yeah. The main... Okay, and foremasts go all the way to the bottom. Good to know. I'm gonna sleep as well, because it's getting dark again. It's getting dark, and I gotta see. Those stairs, the thinner ones, look kind of flimsy. Should be beam under them. The thicker ones have pillars already. Oh, yeah, these stairs are not... None of these are final. These ones are in the final place, most likely. But these, like, yeah. Once these are all done, if this is what you're talking about, like, these are gonna have... You know, I'm gonna have beams going down, and, like, you know, they're gonna be more supported and stuff. We'll even have, like, some railings and all kinds of things to make them look nice. Something like that. We could go ahead and do that on this front one here. Yeah, I know how wooden builds are actually built. That's awesome. Yeah, this will be good then. So we'll try to. But yeah, everything here is just temporary, literally for me to, like, climb up and around, because I don't know the final placement of where everything's gonna go right now. We'll figure it all out. Yeah, let's just get some light. Get a little bit of light in that lower portion. The boatism. Heck yeah. Heck yeah. Alright, so that one, well, we'll keep it down to the ground just for now, alright? And then we will, just because the support, I'm just really curious to see how high we could build with them, the way, you know, with how we could do this. So if I destroy, okay, these, I kind of want to just keep this, like, even, just so I know what I'm doing here. Okay, so that one goes to the ground. This one I'm gonna bring all the way down. But yeah, see how it turns green? So, like, right now it's like that yellowish green. But see, as soon as we connect it, well, this front one actually, we may need to do, like, a little scaffolding, like, kind of coming into the ground there. The front one's not going to be quite as well supported, but that middle one, that really turned green coming down to the ground, so that might mean we could build up higher. Sure, you could go really high, at least higher than you... Yeah, need to? Well, maybe. We'll see. We'll see what we could do. Let's do a test on this middle one, okay? What I'm going to do is go to the stairs. Let's see. And then let's build up some full, you know... We gotta get really high up to work on this mast. But yeah, we're gonna definitely be able to build taller than what we've got here, so I don't think I gotta worry there. I could probably go, like, well, maybe that's the height that I'm gonna be limited at. Let's see. I saw it get pretty red up there, but I'm curious now. Let's see here. Let's go. Let's just keep going up. And then I'll build it up from the other side. Maybe we can go taller. That might work. That might have saved us to go all the way to... Okay, there you go. That is the highest we can possibly go. But that might work, you guys. I just want one of the masts at least to feel like it's like full height, you know? Oops. Gotta take out these. I just want to take them out so I can see the proportions there. That's definitely better than what we were able to do without it going to the ground. So, what does that look like? Oh, heck yeah, that's not bad. You know, would it be a little taller technically? But I don't think it needs to. But, you know, it probably would have been a little taller considering the frigate still is higher and the frigate's all the way in the ocean floor and this one's up on the rocks. But it's not bad. That's definitely taller than I expected. I might be able to build, so that's pretty good. Happy with that right now. And yeah, I feel like that middle one though, like we got to do like a little crow's nest and all kinds of stuff. Try the pier pillar at the top. I might be able to, just to like boost every bit of height out of it that we possibly can. The mast will be shortened, then the main and mizzen is the shortest of them all. Yes, that is true because the front and the back. Well, yeah, this one's really short, and then this one's like not as tall as that front one. But that's perfect because the front one is the best, or the middle one is the best supported. So that's actually the tallest we can build on the middle one. The front and rear, we're not gonna be able to build that high. So, but yeah, let's try the pillar on top, or like let's see how high we can push it. One of the masts leaning into the other would add strength, give it more height. Unfortunately not. Yeah, unfortunately not, because the quickest, fastest way to get to the ground is straight up and down, which it already is. And so, yeah, there's really no way we could add support here. The only thing I could think of is adding some of these pier things, which we might be able to do. You know, like at least we could add one for the crow's nest area. You know, and we could well, actually, you guys, we can't add them. They have to be on the ground. Oh man. Hey, aging FPS, welcome in. Hope you're doing well. Yeah, so these have to be on the ground, on a ground supporting structure. See, can't. Oh, that sucks. So I can't use them for that. Same thing with these piers. You know, we have to have these on the ground too. Oh, what can we do? What do you guys think? I mean, with these ones, maybe we could. Maybe I could like put this kind of glitching through and have like that be the floor up top, and then at least we save a little bit of room, you know, for the center mast at least. You guys think we could like use this and sort of like, I don't know. Structures unstable. Yeah, that one's not quite as tall. The pier is the one we want. Yeah, snap. I don't know. What can we do? What can we do to make this thing taller? We obviously have these things, right? So like I could put some of these over here and at least be able to like support the mast, and then I mean we could have like a little narrow walkway in between them, or I don't know. This would fit right here if I remove that middle pole, which I could. Okay, wait. That's already. Oh. Shoot. Oh, that was like supporting everything up there. I destroyed that one pillar and the entire thing came down. Oh no, because it wasn't registering the oh no. Oh man. Okay, we're gonna have to rebuild that mess. It's okay. Alright, so essentially though what I'm saying is we could skip the whole middle section by doing those, which would work. It would look like the mast is coming down, which I think that could work. Creative rail and bridge top bracing, yeah, right. Cheese it. Get some cheats and stuff. Something to avoid in the future. I know, right? I thought maybe it would still be support. So like, yeah, if I destroy, well, this one it doesn't matter. That one's still supported. But yeah, let's put that there, right? But what I'm saying, like, that skips a whole bunch. Like, that right there might get us to be able to build a little bit taller. And then yeah, it's like, it's hard to, I can't really walk around them though. I mean, I can, but it's like, that's not ideal. And then these stairs would kind of, well, hey, let's do, okay, stairs and fences. If I put like a little 45-degree stair here, can I, oh yeah, I can walk around them. That would be normal for the bottom of a ship. You'd have to kind of wiggle your way around the mast, I guess. Rip the main mast for now, indeed. It's gone. The whole thing came down. Okay, well, hey, we're gonna try. We're gonna try this. And that means, like, for most of them, I probably would want this all to be, like, connected to the ground. I feel like that's the only way to support them. I know realistically this back section would not, but there's just really no other way I can get it supported there. It's a shipwreck, not supposed to walk around all of it. Yes. You could do is have platforms with old rigging above the first tier of sails, like the frigate. Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking. That's why I wanted to try to build up with like the pier one, but I guess we can't. But yeah, at least this will allow us to build a little bit higher. We'll try it, right? So maybe I even do like 2 of these. You guys know what I'm saying? Like maybe we try a few so that they're let's see, floors and walls. Let's go with these guys. Or actually a mahogany. Mahogany would be, well, no, I need pillars and beams. I guess we'd go with that, and then it would be like this, like on the top, like there. I know it's gonna look weird with that stone there. We're gonna figure out a way to cover it up, but the higher I can build these things, the better, right? And actually, I have no idea where that center is. We're gonna have to find this the center again. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then 8. Okay, we gotta build this whole floor back as well. That's crazy. The whole thing just collapsed. So this isn't even the right spot for the beams. Then we gotta figure this out here. Confused. This is a base build. It appears to be a wrecked ship. It's pretty neat. Yeah, it is. Here, I'll go far back. Yeah, for anyone new joining. I'm building a shipwreck, yeah, from scratch. So it's not like a functional ship. You can't sail it, but it's yeah, it's just a neat little project that I'm working on. Make it look like there was a big shipwreck on the island, kind of a thing. But yeah, remeasure exactly, Val. I was like, no, that's not the right spot. The whole floor came down, so that's why it threw us off there. But yes, this might work if we use a few tricks in the book here. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Perfect. So it would be right here essentially. I want to go pillars and beams. Let's go 1 across like that. And then grab this one here. So it's either like this one or this one. Probably this one, honestly. That looks nicer. And then we want to go down by 1 pillar here, and then down all the way to the bottom like that. And then I'm hoping that'll get us a little higher. I mean, that'll get us, it will give us height, because that's 3 pieces instead of 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, like we've cut out like 12 little pieces by using these big ones. And I think, yeah, they'll look good by the time it's done. So, all right, so we've got this one on the back, but I want it to be this one instead. Let's see here, that one right there, and then put up the normal beam on the top. Let's go like this, and we're gonna destroy these little Rounded ones there, and put this one there, and I mean, heck, we could even like put like a little mahogany thing, because then that like ties it into the... Ooh, that's kind of nice. Kind of like that for some way we could sort of tie them together. All right, and then floors and walls, now these need to go here as well. Oops. Come on, there we go. So now that should be all green and good to go. Let's destroy this, and then I don't think I need to destroy anything over there. I think we're good. Yep. Kind of missed the past streams. Did you get any work on the actual island or just the shipwreck? Mostly just the shipwreck. Yeah, that's what we've been doing for the last few weeks. We did the tavern layout. The foundation is done. The fortress on the top, the lighthouse obviously is done. I've got the video for that. But yeah, shipwreck is the big structure that we've been working on lately. So that's it's a fun one. That's the front section there. What we want to do now is put go all the way around with it and snapping off. Oh, we're gonna need to bring, let's see, floors and walls. Bring a floor up here so I can snap all the way around. All right, well, take 2 on this middle mast, and then I need to actually destroy that in the meantime so that we can snap this all the way around. So let's go around like this. And okay, that should work. That's not very centered. I want it to be like, all right. It didn't line up. I feel like going around the other side almost worked better. Going around clockwise versus this way. There we go. That's better. Okay. Awesome. And then now we can kind of sort of continue up a little bit. Fix all the craziness that happened. Okay. And then we'll put the pillar over here. Get this guy on. Would they go like side to side, you think? Before I do anything crazy with these braces, do you think this way or this way? Which way would they have gone? I feel like this way, because like if you think about the pressure on the mast, that would kind of like, push it back, right? Anyone figured out how to mod the ability to build on a ship? Oh, I don't think so. I haven't seen anything for it anyway. Like the new way? Yeah, rotated this way. I kind of agree. I think that's better for what we want it to do. Yeah, based on the movement of the mast, I think supporting it sideways like that is going to be the better option. Yep. Okay. So let's get this. This all is going to be destroyed, and then yeah, same thing with these bottom ones. We will shift all those around to be in the right spots. Okay, so that's that middle one there. We just want to do like, oh boy, that has like a gazillion billion snapping points. I think that one's it, right? Oh. Not enough resources. Oh, I need more stone. Okay. I'll go get some more of that. Yeah, that makes more sense. Before we build it up, we gotta figure out the rotation, because those are literally what's supporting the mast. If I destroy one of those beams, the entire mast and everything we do up there, crow's nest and everything, falls down. So, like, I better be careful, is what I'm saying. Let's get some stone to be able to support these. I could get some more wood. I'll come back for the wood. I think that'll work though, and that'll give us more height for sure. It'll give us more height in those sails. The ballast level should be fine, with the middle section having oh, 2 side by side. Yeah, keel level. Okay. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's Like this'll be okay. And then if I rotate this to be, well, I'll figure that one out later. This one's the one that needs to be rotated. Well, I don't know where, we're gonna have to sort of destroy the floor pieces again, so we can figure out where these pieces go. One there, and then that one we already have. Okay, perfect. Awesome. And then this one goes, and I need like a first-person building mode. Pretty sure that's it right there. Pretty sure. But actually what I want to do for this one, let's go over with the beam right here, okay? And then up with the mahogany one. I'm going to do it the same as the rest, and we're just going to continue it higher with the wood, which is what it would be anyway on the rest of them. So let's do that. And then just kind of, you know, continue it up like that. Maybe in a couple places here, why not? Or at least, you know, at least there, that's fine. Because this is all going to be... Yeah, well, that's a good point. Let's do it in a couple places. That looks nice. All right. And now on the bottoms of all of them, we can put these guys here, which will touch the ground. One there, and then one more right over here. Perfect. And then we can fill in above those. Also have this forward section as a cellar gambler's den. Yeah, that would be a nice place for it. We'll have to do a full like interior design of this thing. That would be fun. First person building mode reminded you of the times you had to take off the hat to see what you were doing? Yes. Hey, that makes full sense though. Yep. Absolutely. Alright, I think that's gonna work. And let's just see height-wise, what does that do for us? Let's build up this whole mast again. And hopefully we don't completely crash it down this time. And then I'll build up my stairs and stuff like that. We'll see how high we can build it. Because I could use these and almost do like a pillar in the front, you know, section and almost go up, but it's like that wouldn't look good. So I will accept the defeat, and if, you know, the mast just can't be super high, it can't be super high, but I think this will put us in a better position than we did before. Let's just say that. Let's hope that's the case. And then we can build this up. So that's as high as I can go with like the stairs out on an angle. So we'll see how tall, relatively speaking, I can go with this mast. I'm pretty sure we'll be able to go pretty high with it. Is that the tallest I can go, or can I even get a little? Oh yeah, there we go. Okay. Let's try to get a little higher with these stairs. I think before I had them, you know, on the side of here so that they could be supported. There we go. Trayshawn, thank you so much for the sub. Really appreciate you. Welcome back. Valheim at support limits and Shrouded doesn't. Windrose does. Yeah, so no wonder your confusion. Yeah, no, it does. And Bagel Burner, thank you so much for the sub. Really appreciate you guys. Thanks for the support. So yeah, Windrose support though is way less than or way more than Valheim, I should say. Like you know, its limits are much higher. Oh heck yeah! There we go. Now it's unstable. That is much taller though. Much taller. So I think we're looking pretty good here. Let's see, what could we do? If I go to stairs, I want to build up even more. Like, let's try to just make sure that's the highest I can possibly go with this centerpiece. Yep, structure's unstable. Okay, so that is the highest I can go with the beams all the way up to there, which I think is pretty darn good. All right, let's see what that looks like from afar, and then we'll build up all these stairs again. Fill up the mahogany piece to be level with the stone base pillar. Wait, fill up the mahogany? Wait, what do you mean? To be level with the stone base of the pillar. Something down here? Also have... Yeah, wait. Autofill, autocorrect makes it finicky sometimes. Yeah, no worries, pal. Because I was, yeah, what I'm thinking of doing down in here, right, is to sort of have, like, you know, almost like, you know, we could do, like, more supports underneath on each of these levels, and maybe try to hide that stone piece, or, you know, we'll figure it out. But either way, just adding some little things on each level would be nice. You dress it to be leveled? Oh, like all the way down? Stone might have been used for the ballast. I highly doubt it. You think so? You think it's accurate having the stone there? No, I was thinking I could at least try to hide that part, you know, like whether we free place some things or put some stuff on the outside. But see, like I could go all the way around the sides and like be like boom, you know, just like start hiding that that stone a bit, and then we sort of make some design here that makes it look a little bit I don't know, a little bit better. Yeah, we could figure something out, but I'm not worried about the looks down there. If it functions and supports the mast, that's the most important bit. You put wood walls on the stone? Yeah, or the wood walls. Yeah, we could like free place some little wood walls around it. For sure. That's better, you guys. It is a little taller. It is a little taller. That looks kind of like the length of the ship, but in height. So that's pretty good. Yeah, trees tapers, the base would be wider. Definitely. We can kind of mimic that taper effect by going in like on the back end with some of the beams and stuff. We could try some stuff. But yeah, I think that's definitely nicer. We got, you know, we got a good chunk of height out of that with doing that little change of using those pillars on the bottom and stacking two of them tall instead of what we had done before. So I just have to be really careful that I don't destroy these pillar pieces. And then I do agree. I like the idea of kind of putting like some little supports around here. But if you do the math, the mast height is quite accurate. We should. Okay, what was the calculation again? So length of the ship, like 1.66 or something. What was yeah, we should do that. That'd be fun. And then this whole section, I don't know what to. I was either thinking this or like we could do these little steep ones going around to kind of tie it in here. Yeah, something like that maybe. I don't know. Then we hide the mast. What do you think about that? Or just leave... I don't know. I know the stone's obviously not accurate. You know, the stone is not accurate, but I like the width of just having it like this, and then just having those supports on the bottom. I think that looks kind of nice. And then maybe, you know, to your point, add in some little walls around it. Maybe some of these guys could work. So let's turn off the snapping. See if we could maybe glitch some walls in the sides here, just to cover. I don't know how well it would work, but to cover the stone a little bit. Yeah, that's not bad. It's not bad there. Need to support the line going down to the beach, since it doesn't have support like the others. Yeah, the front one I would. All the back ones, everything else is fine, but the front one's not gonna be as tall as the back one or the middle one either, you know, so it should be fine. But yeah, worst case, I can put a little pier thing going down from there. Okay, length plus width plus height from the deck to the keel divided. Okay, okay. So like if we said, well, yeah, proportionately, what would that equate to? So like, okay, length, let's just use some like easy numbers and we'll just look at the proportions, because like I don't know exactly how tall the mast is. I'm not going to count all those blocks, but if we call the ship, you know, let's say like 100 wide or 100 long by, let's say, you know, proportionally maybe 16 wide, so plus like 16, and then plus, you know, the height, maybe another 16, I don't know, and then divided by 6. Would it be 7? Oh yeah, this is actually crazy proportionally accurate. It's about, so it's like, it would be 80, you know, with that math. So it's essentially, the mast is about 80% of the height of how long the ship is, ish. If we make it super simple terms, right? Which that mast, I would say, is definitely about 80% of the height of, at least. It might even be a little taller. Yeah. So the mast on this thing is, well, actually this ship is longer though, so that makes sense as to why this middle one here is so long. That one is very long though, but they kind of had like the flag at the top and stuff. It doesn't need to be that tall. I feel like a lot of ships I've seen, so it's not that tall. But yeah, that's proportionally, then that would work for sure. That would work. Front mast is second tallest, yes. The back one would be the shortest for sure. Yep. Cool. So that would work then. Proportionally, that mast is good. I like it. Whether the maths doesn't matter as much as it yeah, as it looks good. Yes, as long as it looks good, for sure. For sure, which I think it does. So yeah, I kind of just like, I know the stone looks a little weird, but I kind of just like it as a stone. So yeah, if we destroy this, you can see how the entire freaking, like, everything would fall for the mast. I'm like almost thinking of like, how could I create like pillars or like some sort of other support so that this doesn't make the whole thing fall, you know? Like just a little bit of backup, so like, you know, maybe if I continue down with like a couple in the front. Oh, that would support off of, oh dang. Yeah, I mean, I just gotta not destroy this piece. I just gotta not destroy it. Yeah, stone's good enough given the constraints, exactly. It'll work. Don't show Urk somewhere to place explosives. Uh-oh. Well, good thing he's spending time with his dad today instead of watching the stream. Hey, that's good, that's good. Definitely looks good. Wish you could lock proportions of the build so they couldn't be, oh yeah, so they couldn't be destroyed. Portions, yeah. That could be very nice. But yeah, either way, I think this is gonna work out well. Proportionally and everything here, this should be good. And then I am thinking doing some of these little guys. Like I wonder how we could like, would it be like in here, or how could we find our little snapping points and stuff for this? Let's see here. I could continue out the side like that, and then we could almost have it have these little guys like one. Okay, yeah. It would at least be like 3 tall. I'm just trying to do that little tapered effect, I guess. wonder if we could sort of figure something out. I don't know. Something like that could look kind of cool. We could even come out on the sides with something, or at least in those front portions where we've got like a little point. Yeah, I think that could look good. Ladders, yeah, we'll do some. We'll use those really skinny beams and see how they could look as little ladders or something. I think that could be nice. That looks pretty good though. I like it. Just like the little base of the map there. Ask Poisonable for some help on decorating. Yeah, we should. Is Poison in here? Poison, you here? I don't know if Poison's here today. There's extra support on the deck structure for the mass. Wait. That then has a leather or a tarred canvas boot around it to prevent, yeah, water leakage. That makes sense. That makes sense. Just watching one of the first stream Shipwreck builds, refreshed YouTube, and there's a new stream. Heck yeah! Oh, that's awesome. Hopefully you enjoying the VOD. Yeah, I'm just leaving them up in case anyone does want to follow along, because this is a very complex build. So, oftentimes things like this I'll do on streams because. Imagine trying to break this thing down and do a build video of it. I would forget the steps. I wouldn't remember what to tell you guys. But yeah, no, this is it's going good, I think, so far. I want to get this maybe. I don't know, just some little little supports here in the front and back. We don't need to do something crazy here, but just a little something here, and then same thing on this side. Just to add a little bit of support for those. And then, yeah, I like the way this middle one is. That looks nice. Wholesome when the algorithm works. Heck yeah. I know, right? When it works, it's great. We'll destroy that. Now we've got, yeah, plenty of room to walk back here. I think this is good. The iconic pirate frigate used by criminal syndicates featured immense dimensions measuring 237 meters tall. Holy cow. Wait. 185 meters long, probably. Wait. And diameter? Wait, that sounds freaking huge. Yeah, no, so this ain't the biggest ship, that's for sure. We still got room to spare. But no, that can't be right. That's like yeah. Diameter. What would that, like, the ship? Like you're saying like the as if the ship was like a rounded, you know, thing? Yeah, those sound off. I mean, maybe length is one of those numbers. That would make a little more sense. That looks good though. I like what we got going on here. Yeah, progressing very nicely. I think so. I think it's going really good. So now I want this. Let's get this front mast, like this little one sticking out. Let's do a little work on that. That's what I'm feeling like doing right now. Just a little something to make it better. Let me sleep as well so we can see. Yeah, it's way too wider than it is long. Be like a big sideways house floating down the water. Maybe that was their strategy. Maybe they had like a huge, you know, a huge front profile, but not the side profile, so that they'd like creep up on a ship. They'd be like, "Oh, look at the little ship coming," and they see the big front profile coming in from behind. That would be kind of funny, though. It could probably work. It'd be like you'd be super slow in the water, but... Angled beam is called the bowsprit. Okay, perfect. So that's what we're working on now then. We're gonna do some work on the bowsprit. I'm going to kind of build it out a little more with these guys. So we want to go like maybe by one, and then maybe 1 and 2 of those, and then we would go taper in with these just to kind of solidify that a little bit more, make it look a little more filled in, I suppose. I don't know, let's see how that looks. Yeah, adding the mast is really putting it together, I think so. It's gonna make it look more like the ship there, isn't it? Yeah, lengthwise, that's probably about right. It could be a little bit longer. I'm almost wondering if we should start it farther back. Like, how, you know, like if I look at this ship, see how it starts from the ship itself? It doesn't really, like maybe I should start it farther back instead of right up at the point based on the other ship. I'm feeling like that might be better. 280 meters would be roughly, yeah, 140 big floors long, right? that'd be a very long. But yeah, what do you guys think of that? Would the Corvette style have it coming right out the front like that, or would it be more like what I mean is, I know it's night. I literally just slept till night. I didn't sleep through the night, so, but hopefully you could see a little something there with the profile. But yeah, further back probably. I'm thinking like instead of starting this piece here, we would probably want to do it more like starting like back here, you know? So that it kind of looks like it's like there, you know, instead. And then we would just kind of let the front be its own little point there. I don't know. What do you guys think? What would be accurate for this type of ship? I feel like maybe, I don't know, maybe a little bit farther back. And then we'd probably want to wrap the front around just a little bit too, but largest wooden sailing ship was 6 masts, 450 feet, yeah, 140 meters long, the Wyoming. I think that's one of the ones we looked up the picture of like a bit ago. Yeah, with more depth in it, yeah. Start further back, okay. How's sailing the 7 seas going? Hey, it's going good out, Plane. Hope you're doing well. Yeah, not as much sailing, more settling now. More settling than sailing, I'd say, today. Yeah, 6 masts. Now, it was crazy. Like, look up pictures of those ships. It's insane. Alright, yeah, so instead of this thing being so far forward, let's break this down. At least from, like, here. We could almost have, like, the little point of the ship be like that. Like, that looks kind of cool. But then the mast piece itself, what I want to do is start it from, like, let's see here. We've got that deck. We'd have, like, one more, and then, so maybe we start it from, like, here instead, you know? That's probably better. And then this would go out and be our mast to go out the front. And then I'd probably have like a, well, actually I wouldn't have support going under it. We would just have like, you know, one thing back like that. And then, well, actually this would kind of taper down in. So let's make that look kind of nice. And then that would go up by a few. All right, let's see what that's looking like a little bit. The bowsprit should have its base start at the keel. Yeah, to look realistic, yeah. Well, imagine that base kind of going down and into the keel there. Like, I don't want it right at the keel because that's, you know, same with this ship. Like, the point would, because this point is lower, right? Then that's partly why this one would look like it's sort of starting into there. But that might be good right there. You can see that one working out. I almost feel like that front point should be like a full-on point. I don't know. I don't know if I like the full like point coming up. We'll see. But that looks pretty nice. I like what we've got going on there a little bit more. Forgot to ask before, are there any sea creatures in Windrose? No, they need to add like a kraken though. That is looking closer. Yeah, I think that's gonna be nice. Once we have the little supports for it. So like technically, you know, if that continued down in, it would hit the keel about like where my head is, a little bit higher, which makes sense. I think that would work. Make the front point of the ship lower. Yeah, it would look nicer. You think making this front well, either way, I do think getting rid of this. I don't like what's going on there at the very least. We could keep like this little piece and then just kind of like, you know, bring it in for a little something there, but I don't know. I didn't like the previous point, so I'd probably let that one go too. And we would just do like a little something there and then bring it down in to there or something for the front. I don't know. I'm just trying to tell you what you have. Wasn't gonna just love what you've done. Oh yeah, no worries. No, I really appreciate what you guys suggest. Absolutely. Absolutely, it's awesome. And then this would go out by another, like, you know, let's at least bring it out by 2 more of those. And then let's bring these in again so that they can, oh yeah, these ones we wanted to go to the 15 degree, pretty sure, and then just they did a little tiny taper in like that. Let's see how that starts looking. Look away from some food, then find the bowsprit from the wrong place. Oh, you're in the wrong place. Yeah, what you're doing? Yeah, I think that looks pretty good right there. That looks better. And yeah, this point of the ship, this is not right. I need to do some work to this front portion. I do think lowering it, maybe it would look good. You guys are right, just like lowering this whole thing by one of the little, well, either way, let's take off this point. Okay, let's just take that off altogether and see what that looks like. Because I don't like it. It's too weird without having the mast there. That's better already, for sure. But yeah, what if we did? What if we had the whole thing just like shorter in the front there? Just by a little bit. If I took it down to a lower height, maybe. Can you try rounded beams, the bowsprit? You could snap on the center. Oh, like yeah, at least for the skinny portion. Yeah, so they don't have wide ones, which is why I was using the square ones for this upper, but like, I'm pretty sure they have the. Well, so I don't want fiber ones, but they have these ones. So at the very end of it, they also have these weathered ones. This is probably the one I want. We could kind of taper in like that at the very end. That could look nice. Plan is to build your tavern right next to the docks on your world, on the second bigger storehouse on the docks and outdoor dining area between the two for the tavern. Heck yeah. The farmland behind the tavern. Sounds like an awesome plan. Heck yeah. So yeah, I am thinking of lowering this. Like, what would it look like if we decided to take this whole side down? I'm just going to. This is making me a little bit nervous because it's like what's gonna happen here. I'll have to like rebuild it if I don't like it. If I don't like it, I can rebuild it, but I do want to try. What would this look like to be one little piece shorter, and then we could use these tiny beams in the front to like to really create that little point in the front there. But anyway, well, maybe I don't want that. Yeah, I gotta create the little decoration on the front too. But what would that look like if we imagine the whole thing being one thing shorter? I don't know. Maybe it could work, but then it's got no thickness at all. So I think maybe having it be the way it was before, but we just got to fix that front point section. I think that's what we got to do. We got to fix the front point a little bit. But keep it the height it was before, because I think that looks good. So I'll continue it up the way we had it. Let's put that there. And then that there, and then maybe we just kind of end it at the side and figure it out here. The undo button, I know, I wish, right? I wish. That would make things easy. Alright, and then I do like the idea, actually, right in the front here, of doing maybe even the big ones here, like... Alright, what would be, like, forward-facing? Be like that. So we could have a couple of them here to almost do, like, a nice front to the ship. Really cap it off there. And then do this here. That, okay. That should work. And then floors and walls. Let's continue out with these ones. What did I do on this side here? I kind of came out on the sides with these. Okay. With that one, and then like that. And then we kind of just like snap those ones over here. Well, I don't know how I don't know what I did there, but yeah, that's okay. I don't really care. It can be a rickety front of the ship. Something along those lines there. That'll work. Perfect. Okay, and then this whole portion in the front, maybe what would make it look nicer is like if I took some the walls and took the really shallow ones. So maybe these guys here. Typer, thank you so much for the gift and membership. Really appreciate you. Thank you so much. It means a lot. I appreciate the support. You've gifted a ton on this channel. And then we could put like, let's see here. Like that to where it's like two from the edges. And then almost take one of these. Let's see. There. Okay. Oh, those are the really shallow ones. But yeah, what do you think about that? Does that look a little like, then it kind of tapers down just a little bit and kind of looks nice there? Maybe I would use the mahogany even for those little front pieces, but let's just see how that's looking. I do kind of like that, and we could even do that full like decoration on the front. But when we figure out what should we do on the front, should we do an angel kind of like this? Should we try to replicate that? I could do like a bird. I could do. What could I do up there? You guys have any ideas? I do. I love the placement of the rest of this though. Like that's looking good. Your favorite channel? Oh, that means a ton. Thank you so much. Really appreciate all of you watching. The goat. I don't know how I could build a goat out of beams, though. Like, that would be a real challenge. I feel like at least a bird or like an angel or something we could maybe do. But a goat? How could we put a dodo? Goat horns? I don't know. That would take like just as long to build as the ship, I feel like. This front piece would be crazy. Go with the bird. It sounds like the simplest. With the yeah, with the build restrictions, it's like what could we do with these build restrictions? I'm thinking maybe bird, but we'll see. I don't know. What do you guys think? Do you like those little maybe without the tapers? It was kind of a clean line there before, which looked nice. And then on the very front here, do we have it flat like that? Because we could also put up these guys. Yeah. And then have them go on the front here. Let's see. Let's get some stairs. Build myself a little bit of scaffolding so I can see what I'm doing on this front portion here. But we could take these little pieces here and essentially point them up here. Let's see how this would look. Ooh, oh no. We'll be falling plenty of times. Skull and crossbones. I mean, okay, the crossbones maybe we could do with the beams. Skull would be very hard though. Like a dodge ram. I wonder if we could though. I don't know. I feel like probably not. The front curve upwards. Oh, you're kind of yeah, like what I'm doing. What I'm doing is what you're saying maybe. So what if I did that for the very front of the ship? You guys think this would look nicer than what I had before if I destroy these beams and then we put them going across like this, and then like that, and then like getting these guys and like tapering it there, and then we can get these ones and kind of like anyway, something like this. Use unbelievable amount of scaffolding when you build. Oh yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. What do you guys think of that? Should it point in the front like that? I feel like if it did, it should continue up from what's below it though. Like, I don't like the little like what's going on there, but do you like the point there? If I moved it back by half a block like that point in the front, scooch it back. Too steep transition. Yeah, make it smoother. But yeah, I think the big thing is that it's, see, like right in this little zone, it comes out and then goes up again. But you see what I'm saying? I would bring it back and just go straight up. But you think to bring it in with a smooth point though would be nicer than being flat? Because maybe that would fix it. Yeah, thinking a bit underneath, its front looks a little stronger. We definitely could. We definitely could do some of that. All right, let's do a bunch of like the big stairs, so we actually have like a nice place to stand here. And then we can destroy these. So 2 things back on both sides. 1, 2, right? Or actually, these would stay. These little beams would stay. And then we would just, yeah, back by 2 on that side, and then same thing on this side. 1, 2, and then 1, 2, like that. And then we would just come in with the stairs and fences, or no, the walls. Go to these ones, and then, oops. Yeah, this is right. I just need to get it in the right spot there, and then pillars and beams, and then we finish it off with that one, but on both sides. And then we, for this very center section, Ooh, this could be interesting to almost like... Or come up with like a 45. I'd have to... Let me build over there with some floors. So I can't really see what I'm doing from over here. Or some like... Some of the scaffolding. Go for the ram in the front of the ship, but make it look quite big. To roleplay as a ram. Make holes in the enemies of the ship. Hey, that could be kind of cool. The problem with wooden boat building IRL is lofting plans, i.e. drawing them full size. Yeah, making the lines fair, use each other. That would have been crazy. Yeah, imagine designing ships and stuff back in the day. That would be really crazy. Yeah, let's grab some of these. Did I just get myself stuck in it? I did. Okay, let's just make like a nice big spot to stand. Okay, there we go. And then these guys all kind of taper like that. So if I brought in the walls and then brought in this taper from here, the issue is that it kind of doesn't go down as far as what we have in the middle there, but if I could somehow taper this in though, and like make it, you know, kind of make it work. Oh, that might work. That might look nice. And then we could almost grab the pillars and beams and like go into this as if it's like literally wrapping around all the way up to the top, and then this very end piece we could just pull those out straight like that. Hey, that might be the look we're going for. Let's see. Let's destroy these piers now. I have to destroy them to see what it's all gonna look like, so. Big mermaid off the front. Hey, that could be kind of cool. That could be kind of cool. Yeah, what do you think of that? What do you think of the point in the front in comparison to it being flat like it was before? That does look kind of clean. It looks a little like, it looks a little nicer, like a little more broken up and less, I don't know, less like rigid, I guess. It's hard to describe, but it does look a little nicer, I think. Looks much better. Awesome, awesome. Yeah, I think that looks nice, especially with that mast. I forget the name of it now. the keel stem or whatever. What was it? Yeah. If that goes farther back, I think it's nicer the way it is. Yeah. Are you gonna do the ropes with? Looks amazing. Yeah, I'm thinking the ropes are gonna be these. Like some of them anyway, because that's like, well, we have like, yeah, these little weathered beams. These guys would be the ropes because they're the skinniest I've got, and we're gonna try. We're gonna try some little ropes. I have no idea how it's gonna be. Where did these go? Technically, these like side ropes on the mast went all the way out to the sides of the ship. Yeah, so. We should use the withered mossy wood instead of the mahogany for the inner deck. Instead of the mahogany. So what I'm gonna be doing is replacing like I've kind of started doing that a little bit on the captain's quarters area, replacing some of these boards with the mossy ones because I love the look of that. So I will be mixing those in, you know, to kind of destroy it purposely, make it look older later on. I know fabric ropes in the game would be so nice. The rigging, yeah, that'd be awesome. The bowsprit, yep, okay. Get your shit together. Indeed, I know, I gotta remember all this. The bowsprit. All right. I'm gonna go make some more rope now that we have fiber. We can finish all these fences, but yeah, plans get drawn, then lofted, faired, so the stations can be made. Keel is roughed, stations placed, station frames are made. stem and dead wood are made. The rest. Yeah, that would be so crazy, like building all of them though. That would be. What I want to see is how, with the skinniest little ones here. All right, let's go like from here, right, and then come on. Is that rotating the right? No. No, we need it one more little rotation like this. Where would that meet up with the... It's not really accurate. I don't know how good that's gonna look, because it doesn't taper up high enough at all. But I don't know, maybe it'll work. And then maybe we would go like that, and then I don't know. Or maybe technically it'd be more like this, like straight a couple of times, and then it would taper from the outside, so we would kind of go up like... I'm just trying to get something rough in right now. And then it would kind of start tapering in from the outsides to be like a little bit wider. I don't know how these are gonna look as ropes. I really don't know. They might look really bad. And I might just leave all the ropes, like everything ropes and fabric would be off, you know? But we'll see, we'll try them. And then I would use these little horizontal ones, you know? Just sort of fill in between some stuff, make ourselves like some little like ladders and things. Little random stuff in the middle, I don't know. And then one like here, oop. Yep, and then in the middle, I'd have to turn snap. Yeah, I could make this work though. Like 3 up like that, and then maybe a few more. I don't know, let's see how this works. Take a look at Black Flag ships. Their rigging starts at outer shelves. Oh, not the railing? Yeah, but like with how fast this tapers in, I feel like we gotta go all the way out to the railing. The horizontal needs to be denser. Yeah, for the little ropes there. We would need to do that. I just want to get the rough shape and see if that even like... Well, it does add something. Do you guys think? Do you think we do something like that, you know, and keep it? I know it looks weird, but it does add something, so... I don't know. What do you think? Apparently your lunch break missed the weather deck mainmast decoration. And oh yeah, the little thing at the bottom there. I think it looks good there. Probably be able to climb it from the outside. I mean, I might be able to, yeah. If you start out further, you can get them higher. I could, but would they? Okay, so you're saying like look at the Black flagships at outer shelves. So like it actually goes out from the Black Flag ships from like the game and stuff. I'm gonna look see if I can look at images or something and see like, you know, see this rope, this rigging design, if I can find something good. Oh, wait. Okay. I kind of see it's very subtle and faint in some of these pictures, but I see what you mean. It kind of comes out, but below the deck. So it's like they would start a little bit below, which maybe wouldn't really help us much, but maybe a little bit. We could go a tiny bit higher. Yeah, Assassin's Creed Black Flag. Okay. Work, mad idea, but the rope railing, oh, would look going upwards? I mean, that's not a bad idea. We could certainly try it. So let me destroy these though, and look at this idea of the shelf design, because that could definitely work. If we go to floors and walls, they had the pictures that I was looking at. They had these little shelves that would go like like down here essentially. They would go like that. Right, and then that's where the stuff would start. So then you'd go to the ropes, right, and then those would go like this, which automatically goes to the railing, but maybe it would add a little more texture? I don't know. So like, you know, they would come out like that, but that could look good though. It could just add a little more texture to the build. And look, it would like perceive as a little taller, even though it's not, you know? Ship's vertical curve should continue to the top deck. The bottle turns sideways. Oh, like to go like, you know, in a little bit at the top deck. It definitely could a little bit more. If I wanted to. Taper it in just a tiny bit. That's not a bad idea, I don't know. It's too, well actually it would be too much with the way this, the build system is in here. So we'd wanna put this one on the very front of the ship. So this is like the center one. And that would, you know, go all the way up the side. Add those shelves would be tied into the frames. IRL, yeah, and then I could kind of put some like little pillars and things in there. But I don't know. Well, we'll see what this looks like when I build it up. And then we could kind of like slowly taper these top ones in just a little bit, like up, and then like taper a tiny bit, and then this like outer one could go in all the way up to here. Same thing here. And we could see if that looks just a little better from the outside. Just to have that shelf there, make it look a little more lengthy. Yeah, with brass stays. I mean, yeah. What do you guys think? Do you like the idea of having the little shelf on the outside? Ooh, it does kind of look clean. At least for this one. At least for this middle one. Because it's low and the ropes will be long. Maybe for the back and the front, we don't have it, but for the middle one, I really like it. That was a good idea. I just like the texture it adds to the side of the ship. It kind of ties things together a little bit. I don't know. The angles are pretty interesting. I never realized how steep they were until the shelf was added. I know, right? They are, I mean, the game does give you so much, but I don't know, what do you think of that? You think the shelf idea is gonna work here? And then technically the shelf would be like, it would be tied into the main ship, so what we could do here, if I can, I don't know if I can get up the rock, the hitbox here is so freaking big. I don't know. If I can just like, maybe, there we go, maybe zoom out a little bit. I was thinking with this little shelf, we could use these little guys just on both ends, and that's it, or something, you know. Maybe that would look good. I'm going to have to do like a pier up here or something. I can't get up the rock. It won't let me. Okay, there we go. So yeah, I'm thinking maybe 1 and then 2 and... like, let's see here. Oh, that's interesting. Like 3? Like, what do you think of that? Just a little bit of support for the shelves, and then we leave it so that the cannon ropes can kind of come up there. That could work. What do you think of that? That looks nice. I want to leave it very subtle. We don't want to go too thick. We don't want supports to be too big, because this is the kind of thing that's, we need it to look like ropes as much as we can. Could make this middle section thicker, you think, by like one more thing on each side? You think it would look too much, or I mean, let's try it. Let's absolutely try it. Oh no, this is gonna be okay. We want it one there. I'm pretty sure that's where I want to put it, and then maybe we can get it to sit back in here as well. Maybe I can, yeah, I can jump to the top of the rock from up here and then maybe sit it there. Pillars and beams, and then let's go to these ones. Okay, and then angle it in just a little bit on this outer one. And then same thing on this outer one, to where it goes like all the way angled from the edge there. Oh, we could try it. Yeah, do you think being a little wider? Yeah, that would be a little better, wouldn't it? Looks good. And then what I want to do is taper them in a slightly different way up top. So what I'm gonna do is finish these ones all the way up, because that looks kind of nice, and then they can, I don't know, they can kind of figure out how to tie in there. Maybe even the top ones like taper in a little bit. Like that, and then these ones here. These ones I want both of them to start tapering in, like at this bottom third. So like maybe here they would start going in. Does that look kind of sort of right? I just want to try to divide the spaces here a little bit. To look like they're all sort of coming in at the top. Maybe these outer ones go in a little bit quicker, so like there. That could work, that could work. Now they all kind of meet at the top in a consistent pattern, I guess. What is the keyboard to rotate them like that? It's just the mouse wheel. You can just spin the mouse wheel, and then the Q. If you press Q, it pulls up a thing, and you can change the angle of rotation. So right now I have it on 15 degrees, which is the lowest, so we can get all these little fine adjustments. They could all connect to the platform. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Like, we could do a little platform here. Almost have like a double crow's nest on the main mast. we could, I don't know, we could get creative, I suppose. And then this section would probably have like, don't you think we'd have like some like larger railing pieces here, just to sort of like look like it's being well supported on the sides, just to tie in like with a few there. Or maybe at least just one like in the center like that or something. I don't know. And then we'd probably have these little horizontal ones going across like this. And then yeah, at least these guys. Oops. And then we could kind of bring them out, and then yeah, we'll free place a whole bunch of them, but I'm just getting the basic like design of them in here. All right, there's that one, and then one up here. All right, and over here, and then all the stuff in the middle we can free place. So we'll do one here. They wouldn't really like stick out as much on the sides, but I guess, well, we can fix that. We can put it directly in the middle. We don't have to put it like that. If I'm free placing, I can put it like this, like in here. That way it would kind of go like to the edges like that. Same thing with this top one here. We could do it like right in the center there. And then one like up in between and all kinds of stuff. We would want to do a whole lot of these. We'd put one like here about. I don't know, and they'd especially be dense down at the bottom. Look at your frigate. Each mast has small platform with the rigging. Yeah, they do. They do have the small one here, and then technically the crow's nest would be like way up there. They had like 2 sets of the rigging there. But yeah, that would make about sense. I mean, that doesn't go up super high, but it would work. We could figure this out. Try to make it look nice. I don't know. I wish we had like really steep beams. I mean, of course I wish anything, but like this game already gives us so much more than other games, so like I am not complaining at all, but it'd be cool if we had really steep beams, because then this actually could work, like, and look kind of good. Put 2 on either end, and then they'll overlap in the middle. Just the edges aligned. Yes, I could do that, definitely. And maybe that's what, well, we'd have to free placing them at the same height so they overlap consistently in the middle from either end would actually be really hard. If I could snap them, that would be fine. But yeah, with the way it is currently, I think that would be pretty difficult. A little bit more to get it right. I think this is gonna work though. We can place it the way it is now. Just sleep so we get that daylight. Technically though, these cross pieces, well, no, I think they do look kind of nice on the inside. I was gonna say maybe they would go on the outside or something, I don't know, but this kind of works. And then we could bring them in and just do a few more of them here as well. Maybe a little bit more sparse on this top section. And then maybe one like in between there or something. I don't know, we'll figure it out. Quit lying around on the job. No sleeping, building the whole time. Alright, now we want to turn off the snapping. And I think just one up there. Ooh, this one can go on the side. So this one, let's see here. We wanna turn. Okay, snapping off. And now on. Is that gonna? Well, it's gonna be close enough to kind of sparsely taper up a little bit, I guess. And then I want to put one, like, you know, kind of sort of in the middle down here. Well, actually, that's probably doesn't need to be there because I can sort of have these. I don't think we can climb up them. I think they're a little too steep, especially without the right, you know, spacing. But yeah, I do think that's looking very nice. And then we could have them for sure connect all the way up into the top of some sort of little platform that comes out, some mini platform. Wonder how we could do that. Because the mini platform, it needs to be higher, you know, it needs to be higher up. So like, will we just continue them vertically maybe for a little bit? And just not taper in and just continue them up vertically to where the platform would go? I'm kind of debating that, maybe. For a pirate game, this is the best building system you've seen. Oh yeah, it's awesome. It really is awesome. The beamwork and stuff, like that's what my challenge was with building this ship right here. Is to get these beams and just learn how to use these things, because it's so cool what we can do. It's so cool. Alright, so then these ones would go, you know, I want to almost do like a few of these little guys. This just looks so cool. Start coming up on the sides of the mast and stuff on that one, and same thing with the back one here. We can we would start kind of from here, I guess. Yeah, that would still allow us to get in the stairs just fine and everything there. So I don't know where I'm gonna fully come in with them, but and these ones would start kind of tapering on the sides, because I want these ones to be a little bit smaller than the ones on the front and back. So that still allows us to get into those stairs fine. Oh, this is so perfect. All right, so we'd want to go about there. That works. Okay. And then we'd put like those ones tapering there. Both of those going up. You guys get the point, kind of, sort of. Ready the cannons, yes. That would be why putting the cross sections on the outside would, yeah, you could walk and jump up them. If I did put them on the outside, that probably could work. I'd have to test that out and see. Alright, well, let's just see how this is looking. The game constraints are pretty acute, only applicable in certain situations. Yeah, we've been able to work around so much of, yeah, oh, this is gonna look so good. Even the fact that these are still shallow, like you guys get like, it's a rope ladder sort of a thing, you know? Like the rigging looks like rigging. It's thin enough to where it passes. It passes as looking like a ship. And once we get all kinds of beams and masts and all kinds of crazy work done up in there, it's gonna look nice. Like that's looking like a ship. Yeah, I think that's looking pretty good. Let's continue that front mast up a little taller too. I'm just gonna kind of do them all at once, I guess. Little bits and pieces of all the mast work at once, because I think it's nice, just proportions and stuff, to see how it all comes together. I wasn't supposed to tell you. What did you say, Alpha? You scroll up in the chat. What did Alpha say? Oh, I don't see your other chat, Alpha. Yeah, I think this is gonna be good. Let's do some stairs, so I can start working on bringing this front mast up a lot more and all that kind of stuff. So, gotta go a little bit slower so I don't walk off the front of them. Okay, there we go. And then we'd want to sort of put in like a little one that goes up this way as well, so I can continue this. Okay, pillars and beams. Let's get this one. So yeah, this front one, the structure's unstable right there, but that might be tall enough for... Yeah, those helped tremendously. Look at how much taller we were able to go with that middle one in comparison to the front one, just because we had it connected to the ground and we had those pillars. So yes, I may choose to connect this front one to the ground, because this isn't very high. We might want to go quite a bit taller than what we've got going on here. Oops, that wasn't the right placement. I wanted this to go on here. Oop, come on. There we go. Is that right? That's not right either. These are supposed to be the 45 degree, 15. Yeah, but we need to snap it like this, I'm pretty sure. Like that. There we go. Okay. And then back to the 45s. Okay. Yep, and then we can just come out on the sides with a little bit of bracing or something. That should work. Pillars and beams, and then we can continue these guys up. Okay, something is like... I don't know what's happening here. There. But that's not the 45 that I need. Okay. Oh, it defaulted to 30. I don't know what I did. I probably didn't snap it right. Let's bring that one up. Okay. There we go. Told him, oh yeah. Alpha, you told Irksome. You told Irksome about the explosives. I see. You can press L to change the angle? Oh yeah, without having to go in the menu? I guess I don't really know, like, oh yeah, 15, 30. Oh, nice. It does say on my screen. I wasn't sure if it said, like, on my screen, what it was. That's perfect. Very good. Ani D, welcome in. We're doing well today. Yeah, that front one definitely needs to be taller. A lot taller. So if we connect this to the ground somehow, I'm thinking, like a direct, just try to get it to the ground if I can. Let's see. Floors. Could I use one of these and Yeah, I could put it out by, like, if I go pillars and beams and do like a little, see where did the mast end up going? That's like here, I think. That's a hard thing to see where the snapping point's at. Like there, I guess, ish. So this would go like here, and that way it would kind of directly support that. So now in theory we should be able to build a lot taller with that mast, and then we're just gonna have to like come up with some rocks or bracing. You guys think we can? We could hide this somehow, make it work. Because without that touching the ground, that front mast just cannot be very tall. Dang, irksome came in. Yeah, don't, well, actually, I shouldn't tell him. Maybe we should. Irksome, if you put your explosives right here, if you break this one piece, the entire upper mast and, like, everything with it falls down. It's the Achilles heel of the ship. And how did your time go with your dad? Hopefully it went good. It was while you were away. Dang, Alpha. Snitching already. Dang. I see. Yeah, this should be a little better. I wanna see if I can build it taller now. Let me start the stairs from like way back here, and then maybe we can get up a little higher. Okay. Pillars and beams. I'm curious now to see. Still unstable. Oh, it's like it didn't connect. It was like connected to the other ones. So when am I building this in Enshrouded? I would love to try to build a big pirate ship in Enshrouded. Guys, we might have to like do some shredded masts. Unless I rebuild this entire thing from scratch, the issue is placing that support does not, it just doesn't update the rest of these, right? Unless I rebuild the entire front of the ship from scratch, which I'm not gonna do that. Yeah. All right. Well, that didn't really help us at all. It's like, what could I do? What could I do to make this support work? I could rebuild this front portion. Let's see. Maybe I destroy some of these, and then I could try to just at least continue this down to the ground with some pillars. Like, what if I put, what if I did something like that, and then just tried to continue this down to support that front? Like, does that fix anything? That's directly connected to the column there, and to the ground. Think that might help. It's not lining up with the mast, not supporting it. Well, it should still be supporting the pieces touching the mast. That's what I'm worried about. But I'm wondering, now that we directly are, like, continued the mast into the ground. Oh, maybe this will work now. Maybe that did. Hey, there we go. Now we're talking. That's worth it. Oh, yeah. How much taller we can build now. Now that that's all in check. Yeah, that's so much better. Okay. Perfect. Nice. So we just gotta find a way to sort of hide this this front section, which I could totally do, because we could just take our floors and walls, and I could kind of just like, you know, like kind of what I was doing before. We could sort of take all the snapping off and sort of create like these little rock piles that I was thinking of, like, you know, the ship, like maybe it crashed into something and we've got kind of these like ruins or, you know, bracing holding it up. We could kind of do this like crisscross design or something up front. I don't know. We'll figure out a way to hide it there. Yeah, don't go higher than the main mast, definitely, which that's still quite a bit lower, you know, just by nature of it not being quite as directly supported on that tall rock as that middle one, but that's, yeah, that's looking pretty good. We can go a little bit taller, I think, on it. But yeah, I think we'll be able to hide this front one here. If I just kind of, if I do things right, kind of mix some stones with other stones and We could kind of hide it a little bit there. And just kind of put some pieces here and there scattered around. I don't know. We'll figure it out. Because the stairs will come into here as like the shipwreck portion. That's what'll make it work. I could use the shovel and raise the sand. We could terraform it a little bit under it. I want it to look a little like dilapidated. I don't know if I want like a big sand pile there, you know, because the sand would look, it would kind of have eroded away from the rocks, and it looks kind of natural the way it is right now. So I was kind of thinking of leaving it that way. What I want to do here though is take the take this guy and maybe put him up front here just to like support this coming up a little bit more. Or at least, you know, connect it a little bit more. I think that would look very nice. Yep. And then we'd want some ropes maybe coming off of about... Where did they come off on the front? About here, maybe. Well, let's see here. I'd say the ropes on the front came from about this area. So the large beam weathered logs, yeah, we'd want these ones. So this rope came in from the side here, and then that would go up to the mast, and hopefully meet about where the other ones meet. Let's see if that actually works. It actually does. Look at that. They all meet at like the same spot. Hey, that's like, that couldn't be more perfect. That's awesome. And then I could put like another free placed one right below it, so we could kind of mimic what the other ship did. I don't know. This already right here is gonna tie things in so nice. Who can do impale another ship on that? Raise the ground with the shovel under the front? Yeah, something like that could work, but just read the chat, yeah. No, I was thinking that, but yeah, I kind of like the look of like maybe the decayed rocks or little beams kind of holding it up or something. I don't know. We'll figure something. I could even put like a little dock under there to look like it's fine, but oh heck yeah, that's looking freaking awesome. Just tying that up to the main mast portion is looking really great. And then I wish we had, well, we could do like a 45 going up higher on the mast. Yeah, we could. Oh, that would look so good. I want to do that like right now. I want to do that now. Let's do it, because that was the shallowest angle, so we can totally make this go up a little bit taller on the mast. So we'd start from about, we'd go to the 45s, we'd start from about here this time, and we'd sort of bring that up so that it goes up higher on the mast. And technically we could do like a 64-degree piece if I had the space for it. I don't know if that'll actually work, but maybe. But that would technically go like up here, you know, and then maybe, yeah, I can connect it to the mast up there. The rigging from the bowsprit needs to the thicker since it carries sails. Oh, like you're saying these ropes here should be like this size, maybe? The log beam? Maybe I could do like one of them at least this big? Or like, are you just saying that's why there's like two of them and like multiples of them to be larger there in the front? Yeah, and technically we'd have like a really steep one going all the way up to the top of the mast. If I could sort of figure out how to do that, which I probably could. Maybe, if that mast could be, well, that kind of is the steeper one, I think. That's probably what we would have. And then I should make that point just a little bit shorter on mine. It goes out real far, and it does on that ship as well, but proportionally it goes out very far on my ship, and I might want it a little bit shorter. Multiple smalls, yeah, better than one big, because that's, yeah, less of the weak points there. Makes sense. Overlap them. to just free place to give you the illusion of thickness? I could do that. Just to make it a little bit larger. Yeah, what do you think? I could try to do a steep. Trying to think here. Those bottom ones all meet at the same point, so those look great, being where they're at. The two bottoms. The big thing is, like, where would I put the, like, if I did a really steep one that went all the way to the top of the mast? Looks real good, just like it is. Yeah, it's definitely looking nice. Like, I'm wondering if a steep one would even make sense. That's what I'm wondering here. I'm gonna start one and see where it goes. Like, how tall would it end up being if I did a steep one up here? If we took like this here, right, and started going up from here. I can't even see. I'm gonna try. Yeah, there we go. That snaps. And then we'll go up the stairs. I just want to see where it would end up and if that would even, like, because if it goes to the top of the mast, that's fine. Oh, because that would be realistic as far as, like, the front of the thing would be concerned, but I want to see, like, just how tall that's gonna go. That's gonna too high. Way too high. If I did it way in, but yeah, that's, if I followed that line... Yeah, 13-degree roofs disguises ropes, right? I know, if they give us, like, the little 13-degree beams. Yeah, that would mean the mast would have to be a lot taller than it is, which, yeah, proportionally if I could, but I can't because the supports are bad. So yeah, we're just gonna leave it. We're just gonna leave it the way it is. And I could that one technically go to the top. It kind of sort of would, but I could do no. That's about right. I'm gonna leave it. I'm gonna leave it, and then I'm gonna bring back the front a little bit smaller. If you don't use all the bowsprit for the sail connections, it's fine, since the shipbuilders use them to lengthen their ships artificially. True. To say they have the longer ship. Wait, that's actually kind of funny, though, and very true. Okay, so let's destroy that, right? And that, and then I wanted to just do this little weathered one. I mean, out the front of this piece. Just so that it's a little bit shorter than it was. It'll still look long, but I think that's just like a little bit more. Yeah, I like that. I like that a little better. But yeah, it's a wreck after all. Some of the ropes absolutely will not be there. Be like some of the main ones would still be holding it up, but oh, that's looking really cool though. Proportionally, we absolutely nailed this design. Like, if it was any smaller, this just wouldn't work. If it could be larger, you could definitely do it larger, but then it would just start looking huge in proportion to the island and stuff here. So this is definitely looking awesome, I think. And we could have like the double platforms, you know. See on this ship how you've got the first one down here, and then you've got this little tiny one up here where the second row of ropes connects. That could be what I do on here. Like the first one would go right here, and then the second one would go way up there, right? Where that rope connects. And similar to here. First little platform, and then second little platform would go like up there. And then like the second one would effectively be kind of where the crow's nest is. Issue in this game, we don't have ladders. I very much wish we did, because that would be super cool. Yeah, we don't have ladders, so there would be no way to really climb up to the... At least I don't think we do. I like have to be sure. But yeah, I don't think we have ladders. So there wouldn't be any way to climb up to the crow's nest. I feel like ladders would be such a key thing. Like they absolutely need to put those in this game. They have them in locations, but I don't think we can build with them. Yeah, the yard arms and tattered sails. I know that's gonna bring it together so nicely. I can't wait. Let's put the little stuff on here. I wanna get this one. Put it on the side here. Okay, like that. Let's see here. Can I sort of snap it to this front one? Like that, I guess. Yeah, that works. And then let's go to the little 15 degree for now. Oh, I'd kind of have to, okay, yeah, that works. Let's go there, and then one more up here if I can. Maybe I can, like, get it from the top. Yep, like that. And then like that, and one more maybe? Or is that about as... Yeah, okay, that works. And then the platform would go up here, so... That and one more, and then... That and like that. Yes, now they kind of are all clustering around the same-ish spot, which is good. That's what I want. And then I want this to go about there. Good, okay. And then this would go, these would all kind of continue up as well. I'm gonna have to build some stairs, I think, to get this snapping point to work on that one, but... Best you can make is the climbable ladder at the 64-degree beams, even though you can't walk up the 64-degree roof. Yes, I could kind of put it on the outsides. Okay, I wonder if that would work. Like let's say we put a ton of these things, all free placed, right? So let's turn the snapping off, and let's put, like, you know, on the center here, like 1, 2, 3. Is that climbable, or do I have to do like tons of them? Because maybe, like, if that's, oh shoot, I'm gonna have to build myself like a little temporary thing to get around there to be able to climb it. But if that's climbable, then maybe we could have like a lower crow's nest, or at least a little balcony on the first wooden platform. 'Cause that could be kind of cool. It's already climbable? Oh, like you don't, like you're saying the way it is right now? If I just had it on the outside though. Well, let's see how this would work. Oh my gosh, yeah, it is. It totally is. Well, okay. If I do it right, yeah. Like I'd put these little guys, like, to be able to go out here. Maybe with, like, yeah, but it's climbable. Yeah, absolutely can. So if I do this little ladder, I could get up there from the front, and then we could do the wooden platform, and yeah, this could work. This could absolutely work. So I could get some, like, beams and sort of angle it in and stuff on the sides. I just wonder if there's a better way to sort of make this this little walkway, you know what I'm saying? Like, what if we angled out like that and then came back like this, and then angled in again, and then kind of came down with like a little ramp maybe? Would this look at all good? And then that way we can get up here, walk around. Oh, hey, that works. And it looks a lot sleeker. Yeah, we don't get stuck or nothing in here. That's good. And that looks a lot cleaner than having like a full-on floor there. It doesn't mess with the way the rope structure works as much. It does, well, that's kind of messes with it a little bit. I want the skinnier beams. But if I do the skinnier beams, I think it'll look clean. It'll blend right in. You won't know it's there. And yet you can kind of hang around the side, you know, because our characters can't climb things like, you know, rock climb type style. So I want to make this blend in to look like it's not really there, but it will be there. Oh, just delete all the inner rigging, build this all on the outside? You think so? Okay. We could do that. So let's go like this. And then put that there. And then we can kind of make ourselves just a little platform here. There we go. That's nice. That's nice. Okay, we can do that. We can delete the inner stuff. I'm almost wondering though, because it looks, some aspect of most of it being on the inside kind of looks nice. If I look at it from the outside, and it's like, if those were, well, it would probably still look good on the outside. I just like the hit, like the way it kind of is in shadow there looks really nice though in the inside. Nice that we have two shades of Around with the beams, yeah, that is nice. You walk up the spacing you have, the beams next to the ladder. Yeah, that's what we could try. I think it would still look good on the outside. We can definitely try it. Because that would look nice if I could get that to work. So let's take out all these guys. And then we can put stuff on the outside. Oop, that one can stay. Because that's the snapped one, so I'm hoping that maybe we could sort of get around it with those. I guess we'll see what happens. These all need to go. Okay, that's the snapped one, so that's fine. To stay there. That one there. This is the one that needs to, oh no, that one's fine, okay. Something along these lines, and then let's destroy that little piece. This one here is the one that's, yeah, not, so that one's gotta go. Alright, so if these went on the outside, let's see how far I could space them and have them work. So let's say I divided this up into 2 sections. Definitely not climbable. I think I'd have to do it into like at least 3 maybe. I mean, I can jump up it at least, but I kind of liked how we could walk up it before. That did work. So if I can do them pretty dense. I think it'll look good, at least for the ladder portion. And then for the rest of it, we can just continue it out like every other one, which that works just fine. So for this ladder portion, let's destroy these and then maybe do this all like divided up. That is probably climbable. Yes, that's perfect. Okay, awesome. And then we want to do one like middle. Okay, and then another like one up here. And 2. We're just going to kind of space some things out here. 1 in the middle there. Yep, that's gonna work. And then we'd be able to climb, in theory, right up into a crow's nest, you know, section that could go up here. Or something small. If I came out with like a beam on the front here. Oop, let's see. If it would snap, that would be about where the platform would go if I was actually able to climb up to something here. I don't know if this makes full sense, but we'll see. Because I could kind of continue this around and then have it as like a little platform, and I could round it on the front here if I wanted to as well. With the beams, but yeah. Technically, I could climb up to it, and then this gets a little finicky because of those beams getting up there, but I can jump there. So, yeah, what do you guys think of that? And then we can continue these out. So pillars and beams, I would continue these guys like every other one. So this one, oop, yeah, let's turn. Well, is that gonna work? Yeah, that's gonna be fine. And then this one. Kind of sort of like that. And then at least if I needed to, I can jump up these because they're on the outside. And, you know, but then that middle section is like the official, like, ladder, you know? Yeah, the rounded floors with... Oh, wait, yeah, they do have the little rounded floors. Those would actually be probably perfect for this. You're absolutely right. Yeah, those would look nice. So if we climbed up into here, and then if we went to the floors and walls, don't we have... Yeah, these little guys. Oh, wait, that's too big. Well, actually, because it would sort of overlap, it'd probably technically be more like this. That would be the little platform there. And then we'd probably, yeah, in terms of size-wise for a ship this big, maybe that could work. I don't know. Let's see. It's a good idea. So we'll try it, and then we'll have the ladders from both the sides, and then we can just do like a little, well, we'd have to just kind of angle it in with one of these guys, maybe. There's the multiple triangles. Oh, I need some more wood. But yeah, we could use these and then go in with it. But that might be able to work. And then we could do a little railing around it. Think that platform size is too big? It needs to be flat in the back, like these ones. I kind of like how those ones are rounded in the front and flat in the back. So that might look better. Let me go get some more wood and we can do that. Size-wise, though, that probably works. I think it would work. It is a little big, so maybe we would just round it on our own with our own beams and stuff, but we'll see. We're burning through wood for this project. This is like 12,000 wood so far. Crazy. Given the thicker ropes, it doesn't look too large. It's true, yeah. Because the ship is so big, I think it might work. You like it? Yeah. Okay. All right, we might be able to make this work. We got to put a couple little supports, but underneath it. But this might work. So let's climb up in here, and then this backside. I don't know. Let's see how it would look being the, like if we made it these guys here. If I did it flat on this back section, and then I did what I want to try to do is, let's see, pillars and beams. I want like super skinny ones on the edges here, so I can narrow in, and then we'll take our floors, and then we'll put one like that, one like that, you know, just so that we're narrowing in a little bit, and we've got this full platform. And then I will put like a little rope fence around it. Yeah, flat on the back makes it a little smaller. If I do it flat like that, you know, if that makes sense. And that's what I'm wondering. Like, let me go make some rope, because I need a lot more fences anyway. So I'll go get some more rope, and then we'll do that. That'll work out. Because, yeah, I ordered in a bunch of fiber, so this is good. And we can just craft a crap load of rope. 149. Let's at least craft like 100. Now we can get some good stuff here. I'm gonna sleep as well. Yeah, I kind of like it. I was debating having it go higher, but because we can climb up into it, having it go lower is kind of nice. How much have you learned about ships while playing this game? A lot. I gotta say. I gotta say, you guys have taught me a lot about ships, and also just looking at the ones in this game. You know, there's so much more we're gonna be adding to this thing. It's not even like, I know the shape of it starts, like, it's starting to look finished, but yeah, it's a long way from done, like, but yeah, it's gonna be cool. Proportionally, this is hard for me to sort of get behind, because I really want this platform to be way higher. Like, I don't like how low it is. I want it to be, like, at least higher than this one, but I don't know. Because we don't have vertical ladders, I can't really make that happen. So there's not really a way I could raise that platform and still somehow be able to stand on it, if you know what I mean. Let's go ahead and finish out these fences here. Get those ones. Get a little rope one over here. Oops. Okay. Prefer the rounded back yourself? Looks great. Functional either way. Yeah, I kind of agree. Or at least a wider back or something. Maybe we just make it... Maybe we just do our own rounded design here. So what if I did this and then took our floors? I just feel like those are very very out there, but maybe that's okay. Pillars and beams. Let's do a couple on the outsides because this is how we're gonna find our snapping points. And then maybe we just go out with these ones, and then maybe like do our own little design here. Yeah, this could work. And then we would do some pillars on the front as well, so. I don't know how far out exactly I'm gonna... Oh, these aren't the right... That's what was going on. I was like, what's They look different. These are the pieces we want. Yeah, what do you think of this? Like if I just did my own little rounded design. And then we came in like that. And then like this. And like that. And then we can, well actually that's already pretty good. And then if we took some little fences. It's just a little bit more subtle than the other one was. So something along those lines. How does that start looking? And why? Oh, I accidentally destroyed this this piece. I was like, something's missing from here. Accidentally destroyed that. If you free place horizontal beams and stack them on top of each other with a very steep taper you can climb. Maybe if I could stack them super steep and create myself like maybe a little ladder, you know, like let's just see here. If I could do like, you know, just how steep could we get with these things? Just maybe that could work. Like I'm talking we'd have to go like that steep in order for this to like work. Oh my god, it works. It works. Wait. Maybe we could. Oh my gosh. That'd be crazy though. No way, no way. Like that even is like almost too shallow, but it works. I mean, okay. If we did the ladder like that, I could definitely have this middle platform up higher. I just want to see how the middle platform looks though, and then we'll copy the exact thing but put it up higher. It actually works though, like that's crazy. A real aha moment? Yeah, that could definitely allow for a bit, yes. I just want that centerpiece so much higher. I don't like how low it is. Or I could have 3 of them. I could have 3 of them on the middle mast. Would a ship have 3 wooden platforms in the center? Because if I could have 3, that could work, right? We could kind of space it out. We could have the one right there. We could have 2 like there, and then like a tiny little one near the top. The 2 and 3 you wouldn't be able to climb on though. That would only be number 1. And then number 1 on here would just be 1 and 2, right? Like the rear mast would just have 1 because I kind of want to make it snapped off. And then the front mast would have 2. You recommend 2? Yeah, just 2. Just go up higher with this one and do 2 for each mast. It probably would look best that way, wouldn't it? You would have masthead at the top of the mast segment to secure the rat lines and the shrouds. That's my vote anyway. Yeah, to try to do the 2. No, I agree. I think it would look nice with the 2. And if I could somehow like really go steep with that. Yeah, it would look like a much larger ship with that. I do think the 2 is the better design. I do like that smaller thing though. Doing our own curve, absolutely so much better. How does the ship get so far out of the water without being in multiple pieces? So the whole like theory here, right, as far as like the shipwreck goes, is that the tide was higher, probably above this rock. The water level used to be like up here at high tide or something, and then the ship crashed the rock, which kind of broke apart the bottom section of it. And then the tide, you know, so that they got stuck and the tide went down, and then they just decided to settle on the island. And so that's like, you know, maybe the lore behind it. Henry Cow, welcome in. Main mast would have 2 or 3. Yeah, so I could do 3, but could do 3. I don't know. I do think 2 though. It would look really big if I did 3. But I don't know how, cause yeah, this front section I would love to have this front portion. Well, let me do the little platform on the front portion and let's see how that looks. Technically all 3 of them would be the same size. Well, actually the back one at least is a lot smaller. The front 2 might be similar in size. But let's see what we got. Lunary, welcome in. Hope you're doing well. I'm having a good day. Thanks for asking. 3 on the main mast usually belongs on galleon. Yeah. I do think that 2 is a much better, a much safer bet here, and that means these would have to actually destroy here because those would tie into the platform, right? So I'd take those back down to there, and then I would put floors and walls. We'd turn snapping back on. Oops, I'd want it to go like here. There we go. Well, actually, I'll keep that there, and then we can kind of put it there. Those would kind of be destroyed about there, right? And then this would climb up. If that's like the center ladder portion, you'd climb up about there. So I'd have 1 coming out this side, and then 1 coming out this side. Yeah, that works there. And then this one I feel like should be like a very small, you know, a very small difference here. But see, I at least want that middle one to be as high as this one. Like, you know what I'm saying? I want it a little higher. And that I think would just look better. Let me destroy these stairs as well. Well, I know I'll be rebuilding them, but just to start looking at how this is gonna look here. It's a wreck. You could probably be missing the top mast anyway. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, the backside, like I said, I want to do that like bent, you know, like the mast is like snapped. But see, that for the front mast looks fine because it's up higher, you know, and so for the front there, wonder if I can, yeah, sort of outline it. So that part's good, and then I could have the top one about where this rope is. And then the middle one, though, I kind of wanted the platform, like, just a little bit higher. Yeah, that's exactly how it is on this ship as well. To where that lower platform would be, like, here instead of here. And I would have to do a really steep ladder to try to get up there. But we just might be able to. Yeah, we might be able to make that work. I really wish they had vertical ladders. But maybe they'll add those for the Ashlands. I mean, who knows? But doing one like right here is just makes more sense than doing it that low. even if we can't climb to it, you know, maybe with this back one, or this middle one, we're just not going to be able to climb to it. If I can't get the ladder steep enough, but I'd rather it look nice, and at least you can climb to the front and back. Like, that's a big win. I wasn't expecting to climb to any of them, to be honest, so, like, this is already a big win. Yeah, let's do that. Let's raise that side quite a bit higher than the front one there. And then we'll see what happens. If we can make a ladder steep enough, then that would be great. But we'll see. If I go to stairs and fences, I want to put a little ramp going down here, and I want to start going out with my little pillars and beams here to create the side portion. So let's go out like that. There we go. And then we put these guys here to go like that, and then that. And then you could climb around side, and we got to do our little ladder that goes up on here as well. So I'm just gonna snap some old ropes on here. And then this one, I need to put this guy back. Yeah, that could probably sort of work like that. Have a rope ladder go where it is now, and start your steep ladder where the platform is now. That's what I'm hoping. Yeah, I'm hoping we could try to make that work. I'm just gonna do this little front piece here, because that way we can climb up to this platform, and I don't need the stairs. If I well, I'm gonna have to do a little bit of scaffolding to start it, I think, or I'm gonna keep falling off. We'll get it to work here. If I just continue out a tiny bit, floors and walls, and then we can turn snapping on and just kind of build myself a little spot to stand. Because when you're free placing, you have to do it, you can free place the middle ones here, but kind of have to do it like from a little farther back so you can see the whole thing. There we go, and then two, let's do one at the very bottom. There. That's good. Okay. So we can climb up there, and then 1, 2. This one needs one on the outside. We're in locking in mode right now, making this ladder work. Oops. Okay, as long as I like walk straight up, we're good. There we go. Okay. So that works out. And then this one is, I just want the platform to kind of slope in a little bit more. So if I take my floors and walls, or pillars and beams actually, we want to put a little guy on the sides here. Just like we did for the other one to create our snapping points. And then these ones. So let's do that. That. Is that about right? Looks good. And then these front ones, we just want to go out like super tiny amounts to do like this little like halfway sort of thing. So we'll go out like this, and then pillars and beams. Put one on here. And then we can continue these floors across like that. we'll just have like a little section in the middle there. I don't know if I can, yeah, that's fine. We'll go to the fences. All right. So that's essentially what we'd have for the front and back. I would mirror the same thing on the back, and then we would just take these guys with the snapping on, and every other one. So we would do like this and like this, kind of sort of to the top, something along those lines anyway, to create this rope effect that kind of would go down. Yeah, looks good. So now we can go out and around, up into this little guy up here, and we'll do the same thing on the other side as well, but let's see how that looks now. Looking ship shape? Heck yeah. Heck yeah. It's really looking epic. Yeah, the middle platform definitely needs to be higher, but absolutely, as soon as it's higher, that's going to look amazing. It already looks really good. But man, that being higher, it's going to make the ship look a little taller too, and make it look nice in the middle there. But dang, I kind of like that front mast almost being like sheared off or something too. It is looking awesome. Yeah, that's looking it's looking like a ship now. I'm glad those little beams work. I'm very glad to create all of our little ropes and stuff everywhere. Yeah, it's obviously not as detailed as this big guy, but for something we're building from scratch with nearly 12,000 wood, it's not bad. Let's raise that middle platform. I at least want to do that before wrapping up the stream, just so we can look at those proportions. Because I think that would look super nice. Hey, Morning Darkness, welcome in. Hope you're doing well. Glad you like the build. Thanks for stopping by. So what I want to do, oh, we had a little lingering stare on the bottom here. Let's see here. Let's get that one destroyed. And go up here, go up into this guy, and what I wanted to do was continue this out, so floors and walls, and I wanted to make it like, let's see here, stairs. I want the platform on that middle mast to start at the top of where these stairs are. All right, if that makes sense. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to continue these across, and then we are going to essentially go out on both sides of this like that. Oops. Is that about... I want this snapping point to be correct. Yeah, the very outside. Good. Okay. That could work. And then we'd put the front pieces on. So yeah, this is where it's gonna go on this middle mast. I think that's gonna look much nicer in terms of height-wise. Let's just see how that looks from afar. Starting to look good. Yeah, it really is. It's amazing how much different. Oh yeah, that's a good height for the middle mast. Just a little bit. You can see it's a little higher than that front one. Just to really give it that extra height there. That looks nice. And then we'll destroy that bottom one and see if we can get a ladder to go up in there. We could try to build something. Want to build a Shipwreck Tavern? That would be super cool. Heck yeah. It's I don't know, it fits so well with this game, and it's such fun building with the pillars and beams. I can't do in other games. But yeah, that's kind of what this is going to be. You know, I have the tavern here officially. That's what this foundation is. And then the shipwreck here is going to be like maybe like a diner or like a pub or something. I'm going to have like little bedrooms in it as well, like a little inn / like dining area, and like it'll kind of be a shipwreck tavern. Although it's just not the official like tavern of the village. It's like it's going to be a secondary tavern for sure. It's kind of got to be, right? Just need to find time to actually build. I know, I know. I haven't been working on this or doing anything like outside of streaming. It's just all of this, like pretty much 100% of this build has all been on stream, which is actually kind of cool because then you guys can follow along with it and stuff. But yeah, we haven't been building this off stream really. Okay, I want to continue this middle mast up a bit more. Let's try, and then let's go to the 45. There we go. Yeah, that looks right. And then one more rotation there. Because I want this one to be a little bit thicker all the way around. That would be nice. Okay, good. And then we're just gonna dismantle these guys all the way around. And try to figure out a way to do a ladder up to this platform. The thing is to have space to kind of come out there, we need to start it at a very what do I want to say? We got to start it at this very edge, so that we have a landing platform up there. So this is gonna be interesting. Looking cool. Love to see blueprints in this game. Yeah, as you can share the builds, that would be so nice, right? What are you building is called the the fighting tops. And that's where most boarding actions ropes happen, so they'd, yeah, be wider by design. Okay, interesting. Very interesting. Let's go back to the 15 degree. Okay, I do wish we had a first-person building mode now. This is really making me want one. But I wonder if I could, like... What if I just place, like, a billion of these things? Oh shoot, I don't even know what's straight. This ain't gonna work. This is not gonna work. How to do this? How would I get the angle right to come all the way down and be like to be able to actually go up it? So yeah, Morning Darkness, I originally wasn't even expecting to be able to climb up into any of these, to be honest. I'm actually like, and then people were like, "Oh, you can put the beams on the outside and create these little ladders." So I'm like, "Oh heck yeah!" So at least I can climb into the front one and the back one. But we can't climb. We might just have to save for this middle one. It's not accessible. So yeah, I kind of made these little like hidden rampways so that I could like get up in here, right? But yeah, for this middle one, that is gonna be really tricky. That is the steepest like. So we messed around a little bit here, and technically, I'm gonna fall down every single time. Technically, the middle one, we could, your character can climb really, really steep stuff, is what we found out. I was messing around right here, and this right here, if you look at the angle of those ropes is this, right? So we essentially got a staircase that's twice as steep as that, and we could make it work in theory, right? And this works. Your character can officially climb this, and it would just be really tricky. We'd have to free place it starting from like here, I think, and making our way up. This is gonna be, we could definitely try. I don't think we can do it with the little guys, though. We have to do it with these bigger pieces, which maybe would look bad too, but I don't know. Extend the ropes to the mast stand. We'll see from there. Yeah, the yard arms for the ropes. But we can try some stuff, and at least I'll keep this ladder here, because why not, right? But this would be the perfect place for a vertical ladder, But they don't have them in the game. Similar to like Valheim, right? They never added vertical ladders in this game, so I'm not really sure what to do. I'm not really sure what we could do to get up here. Try to figure out like a way to jump up. Yeah, so hyped about Valheim. Heck yeah, I know you're probably gonna be jumping in. I'm gonna be doing a full Forever World, full playthrough with 1.0, September 9th. I'm definitely so excited for that. Gonna be awesome. Alright, where... Yeah, what could we do here? If I can climb up to there, which I can, and it works. Somewhat works. Height of the ladder is... Oh, so far is best placement for the first yard arm under the top? Okay, okay. So maybe we could just, like... That's very true, actually. So maybe the way it is right now, we maybe just don't... Yeah, maybe we just say, like, screw it, I'll just put the first yard arm here and then kind of... Maybe these things aren't going to be super accessible. Because how are we going to do it on this front one then, too? Because that one's got to go below, doesn't it? Maybe we could scooch the ladder to the side. We could kind of push the ladder to the front here and still have the yard arm that comes out. Is that... Yeah, that could maybe still work. Diving in basically the whole day, nice. Heck yeah, be taking a day off of parenting. Yeah, I really can't wait for that. It's gonna be so fun. Yeah, I just wonder how we could access this. Or like even if they had like a grapple hook, right? Like Enshrouded's grapple hook features and stuff, like this actually would be a fun build to try to do in Enshrouded with all of their little props and free placing things. Because yeah, this whole thing, accessibility-wise, but foremast on the ship, this size doesn't need a topsail. Oh, okay. So it wouldn't. You would just put one like way at the very top, but it wouldn't go like underneath it. Okay, okay. I see. So let's for this front one, this is the one that would essentially just go out on the side. So let me put this like here, oop, like there. That's the snapping point we want for... Actually, is that the snapping point? Well, let's see. Because these guys are all gonna kind of meet... Actually, one more higher is where we want it. I love the thunderstorm music in this game, so nice. So we'd come down with these, like from here essentially, and then the sails would go out from there. And I'd probably want to use like, yeah, we'd probably use the wide one here. And that would be the placement of the foremast there essentially, was what I was thinking. And then these would continue up just higher, and then yeah, it's honestly, given our original plan that these just weren't going to be accessible, I don't really think this is an issue. I think it's fine. I'm really happy with the fact that we actually got some of them accessible and like made this work. So I'm very happy with how it is right now. Yeah, maybe with this piece we could kind of curve in even more as well with this top section to really come in, and then that would be the foremast that we'd put there. These are logs on top of logs attached with ropes to rotate. Yes, I could do one of the maybe the front one I'll do like rotated for the topsail. Yeah, but anyway, so we kind of made it work. You can kind of climb up into here. Maybe I could figure something out where you could climb from the foremast up in, like maybe I could angle the ladder that way and maybe figure something out, you know? We could try a few different things, but otherwise I'd say we could call it a success for how good it's looking, at least. Put it more forward, like way out on the front of the mast. I think that's probably okay, because that gives us that center snapping point on the front there. Yeah, with free mode ropes, that'd be so freaking cool. I would love that. Wish this game of mechanics like Satisfactory. Yeah, with the free mode beams, that'd be cool. Phasing the mast with the yard arm. Yes, I know, I am. It technically would come out, you know, or forward a little bit more. Those could also be a little bit skinnier. What do you guys think? It's a little wide, don't you think? Just a little bit? So maybe we could go a little bit skinnier for that yard arm. I don't know. Because those little guys were, yeah, it's wide, but or maybe we taper it. Maybe we taper it is what we do. Just start like wide, just in the very center portion, then like skinny on the whole outside. Because it looks too big, just for how like tattered and shipwrecked this thing is. Yeah, I could move it forward a tiny bit if I wanted to. Try to like push it, you know, maybe we could free place it or figure something, I don't know. It'd be a little bit tricky, but yeah, I could put we have any rounded ones? We have these guys here. 2, 3, 4. Just like put that out. 'Cause that's round. Looks appropriate for thickness, so maybe the round one though. So it's the same thickness, but it just looks maybe a little better than the square, especially for that side profile there. Yeah, that looks nice. Then we could keep it, you know, fat kind of in the center portion there, but yeah, that works. That works, I think. Yeah, I know it's like slightly in, you know, it is on the front of the mast, but I know it's slightly phased into it. I think I'm probably just gonna end up leaving that as is. We could maybe destroy that piece of the mast, go from the back, create ourselves a little middle point there to kind of come off of, but given that it's still kind of sort of toward the front, I think that's gonna just be our creative freedom and stuff. At least one forward. You think so? You think that would look good though? Would it make sense? Because then it would be like too far forward, you know? Well, we could try. We could see what it would look like. Because technically, like, yeah, they could have like a little bracing, or you know, maybe that would look better. I don't know. One little piece forward. What if I did half a piece forward? We could take our roof pieces, our gables. This is gonna be crazy. This build is like the craziest thing I think I've ever done. Okay. What if we took these pieces and then go out and then snap them here? Okay. So that's on, oh, that's not center. No, I don't. Maybe there. I don't know how this is gonna work. Let's just snap like a beam there for the time being, okay? And then we're going to, let's see. I'm gonna guess that's centered enough. And then we'll take our roof piece. Build a powder room under the main mast. Gotta do it. Yeah, the interior is gonna be a whole nother thing with this ship. That'll be fun to tackle. So let's do that, and then okay. Pillars and beams, let's snap one. I think this is gonna be very interesting. Because I could like I can't really destroy that if I did, so well actually let's take that out. And then let's put the roof on top of it to create our little halfway. Maybe that would work. Look, glitched in like that. Yep. And then destroy that. Perfect. That and that. And then go to the pillars and beams. And then we would essentially still probably come out, you know, by the full, well, by the full beam in front. I don't know. And then, but anyway, now if we snap it here, it does go right in front, which that could work. Oh my goodness. Okay. Why is this one all like crazy? Okay. Oh, because it's trying to snap from the pillar behind it. Oh man. Okay, there we go. There we go. Got it. Like that. Be cool if any container with gunpowder inside became explosive in the game. That would be pretty crazy. They blocked you on X after you tweeted them to add the ability to throw hands. Oh no. The Windrose the game there. So I wonder if I can like destroy that and it'll stay. It does. And then can I put this? Can I put like a centerpiece in here though? I was kind of just thinking, maybe I could put a little guy there to sort of at least support it, and then take the rounded ones out here. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, yeah, 3, 4 at least. At least that's. I don't know how much I can do. But 3. I don't know. That's yeah. Wait, we need to go out farther, but looks a lot better. Yeah, that worked, and it's still touching actually completely. So that'll be our trick for creating this. Yeah, that looks pretty cool. So we'd have that middle one. This one would just have like 2 little ones above it maybe, and then this one would have 1 and 2 above it as well. So yeah, we'll definitely make it work. Not all ships had the same number of sails, the same spacing. So I don't need to copy this thing directly. Like, we can definitely just do the, do the front mast on mine is only going to have 2, and they're going to be above it. And maybe even just 1, because the top one would have maybe broken off. I don't know. Either way, though, freaking look at that start of a ship. Let's sleep. Give a nice view of what we have so far, because that is really looking good. And then I feel like that middle that nest up top, I wanna put some ropes or you know, little something around it, make it look a little more finished. That would look nice. So let's get floors and walls. Let's do a little bit of something over to it, right? And then we'll do it kind of like the front one. So pillars and beams. And let's snap, oops. It's really good for sure. Yeah, I feel like I want to finish this little piece, you know, it's just gonna like add that extra, that extra something to it. Floors, oop. Yeah, I want these ones. All right, and then there, and there. We'll just make them all the same, to be honest. That just looked so good on the front, so I want to do something similar for the backside here. All right. And again, this middle one, as of now, is not accessible. But in theory, if our characters could ever climb, or if they ever add a vertical ladder or something, we could always get up here later. And for the looks of it, it'll be nice to have it, where it's at right now. So let's at least just add these. I'll keep it open on the sides, just to mirror the front one, I guess. I was thinking because you can't access it, I could just like close it off, but it's like, yeah, I'll keep it open. That's fine. Pillars and beams, let's go out like 1, 2, 3, yeah, okay. 4, and then 5, 6. Let's do that on both sides. This would be just a little more accurate, I think. A little bit wider, just for the look here. You'll find a way someday. We'll be determined. We'll get a way to get up there. Yep. Alright. So we'll sleep. And until the morning, and then I'll sleep a little bit more so that we can view the full thing in a nice lighting for that end. Okay, so there we go. There's the sun coming through there, and now I'm gonna sleep again. Oops. Until I see the shadows right there. Ish. I could sleep a little more, but either way, I'm gonna go ahead and destroy these pieces as well, since we know that works, so we know we could try to figure it out someday, but okay. The grand reveal of our ship so far, and what we got done today with the mast work. Yeah, that middle one being wider, it's perfect. That might even be the right length for that middle section. Yeah, that's looking pretty sweet. I love it. I love it. And then we'll have the other masts and stuff, even without the sail. Like, even if we don't get sails on it. And then I love that back one just being kind of sheared off like that, honestly. And I'll make it a little better, you know. I'll kind of complete that back one a little more and make it a little better. But I like it leaning over, so I might make that leaned over part a little longer, kind of a thing, and then just kind of, you know, use it there. Use a deck hook to climb up? I know, I wish, right? I wish. Yeah, that's looking great. I love the front of it now. We still got to do that decoration, you know, like a bird or something. If anyone wants to attempt a decoration from beams, feel free. Whether it's free placing cups or beams or something, if anyone has ideas using small pieces to create, you know, essentially the equivalent of the angel on the front of that ship, I would happily put something on the front of this ship as a decoration, right? So if anyone has any ideas or screenshots or concepts, I mean, let me know. I was thinking, you know, I think the bird maybe or something. I'll have to look at some inspiration. Otherwise, though, this is definitely nice. You made equivalent of a giant skull emoji in your world? Oh, heck yeah. So maybe we could get it to work then. I wonder if it would work on like a small scale with this, but Mizmast fighting tops, and then the rest of last acting as a bridge to the middle. I mean, I could. We could do a little rope bridge between the two masts. It's like that would kind of sort of work, and be something they probably would have done on larger ships or something, at least from the front to the back. Want a little rope bridge there, maybe. We'll just have to see how stuff works. We'll do quite a few more streams of these masts and stuff. We got quite a bit of building and things, but yeah, exactly, it's remodeled. They could have put a rope bridge there for sure. Unless you use decoration pieces to get smaller scale shaping. Yeah, the smaller scale is what's going to be hard for me. It's like I got to think of something that I could use these beams along with some decoration pieces for. You know, and Shrouded would be amazing. I could do anything I want because you can rotate anything anyway and, you know, anything you want. But this game is going to be, very interesting and very cool to try it. But overall, I'd say this is looking fantastic. Yeah, I really like what we've done so far to it. Just the masts and stuff, it looks like a shipwreck now. It absolutely looks like a shipwreck. In the broken mast acting as a log bridge. Oh, between the next platform, like lean it into it. Hey, that could maybe work. Be interesting. I want to look at it from above here. Oh, heck yeah. That's pretty sweet. I mean, yeah, technically maybe it would have taller masts, but the fact that we were able to build that tall and like utilize the full build height of this thing and make it work, proportionally, I'm so glad I didn't go bigger. Let's just say that. And honestly, I'm glad I didn't go smaller, because it was like, the larger you do it, the finer adjustments you can make, right, in proportion to things. And so, you know, the front of it and the taper and everything we've done just ended up working out so well for that. And that's crazy. I mean, like, if I squint, if I look at like my little tiny card of my screen on OBS, you know, it's like that looks like a shipwreck. You wouldn't think we built that. Looks like a ship. It blends right in with the frigate. It's starting to, kind of. Especially when we get more of the mast work done and a little more detailing on it. But yeah, it is looking pretty cool. I love it. This has been a very fun build. So yeah, stay tuned for more. Let's plan another for Friday about this time again. Like I said, end of next week and stuff, I'm leaving, so I won't be doing some content for a bit, but maybe I'll try to get like a Valheim video out going over some Deep North stuff, get another stream on Friday, and then maybe one again early next week. We can just keep doing this for a bit, and then yeah, we'll dive into a lot more building, more of this, more Enshrouded stuff when I get back in town in July. But yeah, this is such a cool build. I love what we've done, and thank you all so much again for all of the amazing ideas. Absolutely incredible. It would not have looked this way if it weren't for you guys. I don't know if I would have had the patience to like figure out all these different things and try all of your suggestions. So definitely so much fun to see it come to life, and I really appreciate y'all joining. So with that said, have a great rest of your day or evening, and I'll see you all next time. Be sure to subscribe, follow, join our Discord server, exclamation Discord in the chat, link in description, all that good stuff. Alrighty, cheers everyone.